Am I the meanest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the prettiest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Pawn's drunk.
Well, who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
Who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
I can't hear you.
Pawn's drunk. AKA Mr. Moo. Woo, shot himself.
Of Harlem.
You already know this is Pawn Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moo, shot himself with world-renowned trainer, coach, teacher, Coach Anthony. What's good, man?
What's going on? How you doing?
Chilling, yo. That sweater, man. Let me see that.
Little CA, you gotta brand yourself every day, you know.
Hey, get your sweater right now, man. Y'all know, get your sweater, get your Coach Anthony sweater, get your Punch Drunk sweater right now. God damn it, it's getting cold out there. Stop fronting. Shit. Man, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you at in this side of heaven. God bless you all. Shout out to Jesucristo con la chancleta. So yeah, man, yo, boxing is great. We're going to be talking strictly technical, sweet science. No, there's little acting like we on the boardroom. Yo, 60-40. He makes more money than who? He's the A side, B side, Z side. None of that. I think there's too many of that going on right now in the sport of boxing where everybody think they're in the boardroom. Everybody want to be financial advisors nowadays. Everybody want to be a manager. Man, we want to talk just strictly skill for skill, technique, sweet science, how one is going to neutralize the other one, strength and weaknesses. That's it. For this one, that's it. What you think about that, Coach Ant? Huh?
With that, I mean, you right on my alley with that, so I'm cool with that.
And that's why that's why we need you up here, man. We need somebody to humble us. And Coach Anthony's the guy to do it, to humble everybody. Yo, shut up. It's about technique, man. It's about what you could do in the ring, not what you could do outside of the ring.
Right.
So we wait for Trill Bill, for Bill Haney the Great. Let me say shout out to the people in the chat. Lopez was good. Angel, Miami. Ron, #1 Packers gamer. Mr. Sinster was good. 6 was good, my brother. High low, dímelo was good. Who else? Remy 22 was good. N was good. Lily was good. Major Key Boxing, subscribe to Major Key Boxing inmediatamente, coñazo. Let's go. Who else in the building? Who's else in the building? Terrence in the building. Seth in the building. Top Ring Gamble IQ. Prime Fighting Champion. Subscribe to the channel immediately. Dragon Leg. What's good? Smash the damn like button. Smash the like button. Junior, what's good? Smash the like button. Make love to the like button. You know what I'm saying? Give the like button some twins. Huh? So yeah, man. Yo, what you feel about the lightweight division? Let's start it off and let's warm things up, you know, before the thrill will come in. Pause. What you feel about the lightweight division?
Man, it's a stacked division. I mean, I'm excited about it right now. Lightweight division right now is probably, I mean, I'm a big welterweight division guy too, but you know, the lightweight division, man, you got a lot of talent and a lot of evenly matched talent. You know what I mean? It's like you got guys that are like all reaching their peak all at the same exact time, and they all bring different skill sets, but they all make it very interesting in their own way. So right now, the lightweight division right now is arguably the hottest division, but boxing as a whole is on fire. I mean, the welterweight division is stacked. Heavyweight division got some good guys. You know, even the middleweight division is fire. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you could bring Canelo back down, you know what I'm saying, from doing this 168 stuff and bring him back down to 160 so he can mix it up with the Charlos and the Boo Andrades and them type of guys. But other than that, the lightweight division is on fire.
Yeah, and 132. the 130 division.
Yeah.
So find Miguel Burchett, Valdez, and Shakur Stevenson, Javonte Tank Davis is still in 130 campaign. Tevin Farmer, JoJo Diaz, Gary Russell could move up to 130. So boxing is very, very I got that feel back for boxing.
Far from dead. You know, everybody, I remember when the MMA, when UFC first came out, Bellator MMA, and everybody was like, boxing's dead. And it just showed you, man, that boxing will never die. Boxing is a sport that people love. People love watching two people focus on throwing punches and who can win mano and mano. Not to take nothing away from the MMA fighters, but boxing will always stand as one of the, you know, the dopest sports you can possibly watch. And right now we're blessed to be, you know, alive to see all this special talent out there.
Hell yeah, man. Oh yeah, shout out to Chris Coburn too. Formerly known as Little Beehive, now Prime Time. Let me ask you, what's your personal favorite style? Like when you see a fighter, like, yeah, you could show love to all the fighters, but that style is your favorite to watch. What's your style and who is that fighter?
Well, the style that I like to teach and a style that I'm a big fan of is a pure boxer. A boxer who could fight with his hands up and a fighter who could fight somewhat behind the shoulder roll. That's basically my favorite blend. I like to teach a guy, you know, basic fundamentals, but also if he got to turn that shoulder in there, then that waist, counter punch, he can do it. But then I'm also a big fan of a big puncher. So really for me, I don't have a particular style that I favor. I just like to see fighters who are able to, you know, utilize the style that they're good at, you know what I'm saying? And really see the contrast of styles. You got guys who can box, you got guys who can punch, you got guys who can do a little bit of both. And I just like this. I'm a big fan of the chess match of who can establish their style that given night. Because, you know, a lot of the times, a lot of these fighters that we're talking, you know, that I'm sure that we're going to bring up tonight, they can all beat each other on any given night. It's all about what happens that night. You know, which fighter shows up that night. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm just a fan of the sweet science. And right now, all the fighters that are in the 135-pound division, and even in the 130-pound division, I'm a big fan of all those guys. I think they're all super talented, and I like them all for different reasons.
Yeah. And when people talk about the four horsemen or whatever you want to call it. Also in the lightweight division, we gotta add the George Cambosas. We gotta add in still the Nakatani that surprised that he battled back with that Felix Verdejo in the Felix Verdejo fight. We gotta add the Linares. We still got Lomachenko there. Like people just they talk about the four, but we still got Lomachenko in the lightweight. You know?
I was part of the semi-minority that thought Lomachenko pulled the draw. I mean, that was me. Me, Fast Eddie Chambers watched that fight together here at my house, and we both had a pen and a pad, and we didn't converse till after the fight. And then when we both pull out the pen and the pad, we both had a draw. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people were like, a draw? You out your goddamn mind? Teofimo Lopez beat his ass. But you see, I'm scoring it from a very unbiased position of who wins the round based on what happened that round. And there was a lot of people who felt it was a draw, but I believe there was more people who felt Teofimo won. And I can't be mad at that, because if you had to pick a winner, I would lean toward Teofimo because I felt that he edged it due to activity. But if you want to be, you know, very like straight in the middle and say, but who won that round? I came up with a draw. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just
yeah. If I was around you, I was gonna hit you. I was gonna shoot you with a water gun or something like that.
But you'd be surprised at the people who agreed with me were some of the most, you know, smartest boxing minds I know. You know what I mean? So I wasn't too mad when I seen the people who agreed with me. You know what I'm saying?
No, and shout out to everybody subscribe to Coach Anthony's YouTube channel, one of the best boxing YouTube channel there is. Love it, I love it. But I remember, you went live on it, and I was driving, and y'all said it was a draw. I said I gotta call Coach. No.
You not good.
No. Remember?
Right.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Dun.
Coach Anthony, how you doing, brother?
Salute, my brother. What's good?
And I got to give you, you know what I mean? Like I say, I always do, got to give you a roses, man. You know, I always, you know, when I get a little bit of time, I take out some time and look and see what you're doing. And it's always educational and inspirational. You know what I mean? So keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Hold on, Bill. Come on. Hold on.
Listen,
We got to give you the intro. We got to give you the intro, man. Bill Haney, one of the most prestige trainers in the sport of boxing. Prominent. He's a prominent father in the sport of boxing, father and trainer. Got his son to be one of the youngest promoter in the game, getting that cash, getting that moolah from Oakland, California, the home of Andre Ward, the home of the Warriors. Bill, the Thrill, Haney. Hey!
Hey, Punch, I'll take it however you come. You know, you mentioned WBC lightweight world title, and you know what I mean, lightweight kingpin. You know, the most feared man in the lightweight division, who's talking. You know what I mean. Each and every person that you happen to mention that you like, any person that you like in the lightweight division, we done pulled up on them. Punch. I mean, let the record reflect we are not playing. You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I don't know about the fear. I don't know about the fear there. Kid got the skill.
It made you retract everything that you possibly done said. You know what I mean? Denouncing the king. So you know what I mean. The one thing that you could do is you know come aboard. You know, come aboard to the Devin Haney train because we're steamrolling ahead. It doesn't matter who we got next because it's all about we ready now. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
now,
you ready?
The next time I come on here, give me some theme music too, because you know I heard you had some music the last time for them guys that came in. You know what I mean? You had a song already prepared and all this other shit. So excuse me, being tardy to the party. I thought you was getting together a song for me, but the intro was good. The intro was okay.
No, hey, because you know what I'm saying? We didn't celebrate the karaoke Happy Hour Thursday yesterday. If you want to sing the people a tune, because this is karaoke. This is a party today. You know you want to give us a hook? Give us a hook or something.
It's not just a party. It's been a massacre on the whole lightweight division. Devin has did what no one has did in a long time. That stepped up to everybody and any kind of challenge that been put before him. You guys didn't name the fights. We asked for them. You named the fights. I said name the fights. We negotiated for them. You know, I said name the fighters.
Okay.
My bad.
You good? Hold on, let me take you out on this. Hold on.
My bad.
There you go.
All right, that's better. All right, go ahead.
Is that you hear me?
Yeah. You good.
Yeah.
You good. Look,
so what I do is I come on here, and all respect to Coach Anthony, because we can get back to the breakdown, but I always come on here to shut Punch down. You dig what I'm saying? What no man, you know what I mean, dares to do is to come on here and shut him down from all that rhetoric that he be kicking. You know what I'm saying? So we can move on. Who do we want to break down and how do we want to break them down? You dig? And let Coach Anthony, you know what I mean, a real experience, you know, and veteran coach on the circuit, you know what I mean, who probably will soon be having a world champion very soon. You know what I mean? It's only a matter of a connection that needs to be made with one of these young fighters and Coach Anthony. And I'm sure he's going to be at the winner's circle in some division in boxing. So
let's go. Hey, but you ain't spitting facts. All right. Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney. We're going to start with Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. How your boy, your man, your son, Devin Haney, WBC champion, strategically, scientifically, could beat Teofimo Lopez. You go first. What he got in the bag?
Well, we talk about a flat foot fighter and Teofimo Lopez. We talk about a slow fighter and Teofimo Lopez. We talk about a hard hitting, brick having, able to knock you out and with one shot with either the left or the right hand. But we talk about it moving in slow motion, Daddy-O. You dig what I'm saying? With all due respect. And when you talk about somebody that who's prided himself on being a big lightweight, you talk about an even bigger lightweight and Devin Haney. So, you know,
he need to come back in. He'll come back.
We don't have any problems. It's all about talking about the fights, breaking them down. You know what I'm saying? And coming on here and letting you know. Listen, I'm in hostile territory right now. I'm on enemy grounds kicking this shit. Okay, good. Coach Anthony is back. You dig what I'm saying? Because you know what I mean?
That was the boxing guy. He didn't want to hear what you had to say.
We got a neutral boxing expert to come on because when you're not on here, I'm in hostile territory. I'm on enemy grounds. You dig what I'm saying? You know, so we talk about confidence. We don't talk about just confidence and just Devin. We talk about confidence in his team, the kind of confidence that you come on here and you're willing to break down and talk about what you can and will do to him. So, do we have a senior that will come on board and say it? Probably not. Because when you talk about these young fighters, but you talk about bringing the excitement back. You talk about not the secrets, you know, what Devin did and we showed sparring. We showed it to the people. We negotiated in front of the people. We breaking down the fight in front of the people and showing you why we're confident about what we're doing. And we doing it where someone that's so knowledgeable like Coach Anthony say, well, I mean, is he talking rhetoric? Is he talking bullshit? Or is he standing on something that quite possibly could be the truth? That length, that jab.
All right,
that ability to nullify that right hand because the feet are faster.
Okay. Let me say what's up to the super chat. Hold on. Hi, low. Good looking out, my brother. Good looking out. I appreciate Teofimo Lopez, the king, the undisputed champion of the world. Good looking out, my brother. Hold on.
Absolutely
who else?
Absolutely wrong. But
hold on. We're gonna
absolutely wrong. But being that they paid for it, you dig what I'm saying? Let them say it.
Benny Blanco from the Bronx. Haney needs a better trainer. Oh man.
Listen. No. With all due respect, what you're getting a chance to see is not just a trainer. You're getting a chance to see what the old school trainers did was they got out and campaigned for their fighter. They got out and campaigned under adverse conditions. I know that you don't like it, brother. I know that you don't even like the fighter that Devin is, brother. But we here. You dig what I'm saying? If you want to go watch something else, I mean, you know, turn on another station. You dig? You knew who was going to be on here today. Yeah, watching. You knew who was going to be on here today. You seen my name in the description. Now,
Teofimo Lopez. I'll say this: the flat-footed. Nah, he's not flat-footed. He's not flat-footed. He could move, and you saw it in the fight against.
You don't know what you don't.
Hold on, let me get my say. Hold on. You said it, and then Coach Anthony, he's gonna say what he feels about it. So Teofimo Lopez, not flat-footed. Moves real well, could pivot real well. Create great distance, great power in both hands, very accurate when it comes to counter punching. The catch and shoot, one of the best in the lightweight division. I do believe the inside game could be better. I think both of Devin Haney. I think both Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez inside game could be a lot better. I think that's where they need the most polishing at. Devin Haney, his power, that's why I believe it needs more polishing at. Teofimo Lopez got more power than Devin Haney. Also, Devin Haney got great jab, great jab, head, solo plex, great speed, decent speed, reflexes up to par, ring generalship. He got that ring generalship. But what I noticed is in his last two fights with Santiago and Gamboa is when you get him on the clinch and you making him hold, it slows Devin Haney down, and he have yet got around with getting away from those clinches, and that's why I feel like he needs to build on strength. You know, I can't say the same thing for Teofimo Lopez. I think Teofimo Lopez, his strength, his speed, his quickness, his accuracy is up to par, and then his experience with the fighters like Nakatani, Comey, and Lomachenko is gonna propel him to beat Devin Haney. Coach Ant, what you think?
All right. Well, this is funny because for me, and I'm not going to sit here and favor anybody, especially since my man Bill Haney is here. I don't want people to think that, you know what I'm saying, due to the nice things he said about me, I'm going to say something due to him saying those things. I'm going to keep it 100 how I personally feel, and I felt like this for a while. I feel Devin Haney is the best pure boxer out of all them guys. All right. Now, I also feel that Devin Haney did not get the credit he deserved when he beat Gamboa in his last fight. When he fought Gamboa, I was kind of appalled by all the comments of everybody who were talking negatively because he didn't stop Gamboa. To me, Devin Haney boxed beautifully against Gamboa. He was doing things that reminds me of Floyd Mayweather Jr. Now, I see a big resemblance in Devin Haney and Floyd Mayweather Jr. And the thing is, I think that everybody wants big punchers. Everybody wants knockouts. Everybody wants the things that Teofimo has. Teofimo Lopez, pure puncher, good upper body movement. But I think what Bill is talking about when he says he's flat-footed. Hold on, go ahead.
It's stuttering.
Can you hear me, Moonshine? Moonshine, I don't hear you no more.
I was muted. But there I hear y'all good. I hear y'all good.
Can you hear me? Can you hear Bill, can you hear me?
You don't hear Coach?
Now I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Okay.
How about me?
I can hear you. Good.
Okay. All right. So what did you hear last, Bill? What was the last thing you heard me say?
You said minus the any kind of nice things that I would say that you would say he's the best, pure boxer out of the. I couldn't hear nothing else.
Okay. So what I was saying was I was a little bit appalled by the comments that I seen after Devin Haney fought Gamboa, because everybody wanted Devin to knock out Gamboa. But what people failed to realize was all the beautiful boxing that Devin did that night. Devin boxed beautifully. He was doing things like superbly beautiful. And what I was saying is Devin Haney reminds me of a Floyd Mayweather in a lot of ways. I can see the influence of Floyd Mayweather Jr., Pretty Boy Floyd, in Devin Haney. Now, I'm not saying that because you're here. If it was just me and Moonshine, I'd be saying the same exact thing. He is a pure boxer. And what I'm saying is a lot of people, they fall in love with the big puncher. They see a guy like Teofimo Lopez who has a beautiful punch, and they're also falling in love with the fact that he just beat a so-called great in Lomachenko, ignoring that styles make fights. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing is, I understand what you mean when you say that Teofimo Lopez is flat-footed. Teofimo Lopez, beautiful upper body movement. He does a lot of the things I like to teach. I see him dropping down. I see him working the shoulder roll. I see Teofimo doing some good stuff, but Teofimo's feet need to be planted in order to get that shit off. Now, Devin Haney can box on his toes. He can retreat. He's not looking to knock you out if the knockout doesn't come. Devin is looking to outbox you, and if the knockout comes, it comes. And that's old school boxing. I remember when I was learning how to box, guys would tell me, don't look for the knockout, let it come. And that's the type of boxing that I see out of Devin Haney. And I just feel like everybody wants to see knockouts, so therefore they're counting him out against guys like Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, Teofimo Lopez, because those guys have built a reputation on cracking. But what people forget, Floyd Mayweather wasn't knocking guys out.
And Floyd, I mean, he was, but he wasn't known for being a knockout guy. He beat every big puncher you put in front of him. So you can't always look for a knockout in a fighter or a guy knocking guys out and judge him based off of that. So for me, Devin Haney's the most underrated fighter out of that group of guys. And it's unfortunate because I think people are overlooking his boxing ability unless you're a real boxing head like myself.
Well, I think with Devin Haney, I don't think it's so much.
I don't think it's supposed to be. Is it supposed to go to me? It goes back to me and then back to you. Because it's your it's your show. So
I wasn't gonna debate it. I was gonna piggyback on what he was saying. Okay, I don't think that they don't discredit Devin Haney. I believe that a lot of people that know boxing knows his technique and knows that he could be the superior. When we talk about superior boxers, you always match the Devin Haney and Shakur because they seem like the superior boxing and technique wise. I think what it is that when people discredit him is when they're matching his performance with
hold on, not to cut you off. Let's match when Pacquiao knocked out Hatton, and let's match when Mayweather knocked out Hatton, right? It took Mayweather 10 rounds. It took Pacquiao 2, right? I mean, we can always go back and forth on matching performances, but it's about when they get in front of each other. And Devin Haney has a beautiful jab. A guy like Teofimo, who is looking to land a big shot, is going to have a big problem with a guy with a good jab. Now, I'm not saying that Teofimo Lopez can't beat Devin Haney. I'm not saying that he won't find his way under the jab, but he's going to have difficulties when he's fighting a boxer who knows how to use a jab and has good footwork, good boxing IQ, and is not going to stand there to get punched with those big shots. He's not going to stand there. Teofimo Lopez needs you to be right there. When Lomachenko fought Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko was having issues, but he wasn't, you can see that it was when he was in front of Teofimo that Teofimo was effective. You have to be right in front of him.
Yeah. Let me just get the super chat right quick. Good looking out, Tony. Good looking out, Tony. Much respect, Punch Drunk in the panel. Thank you for sharing your time, but no disrespect, Mr. Haney. But it seems the surgery, in my opinion, did have an impact on Devin's performance. Keep it real, Mr. Haney. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony.
No. Actually, he beat him with one hand. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Dad, hold on. I'm gonna do something on Punch Drunk. Hey, Dad. So, what you doing? Oh, shit. I'm gonna have D come help. Don't do that. Let Big D come help you. Huh? Yeah, I don't want you to do that with your hand. Let D come help. Which? Hold on 1 second, bro.
Yeah. But yo, everybody, thank you for tuning in, man. Smash the like button. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
1 second, bro.
Having a great dialogue.
But to help us with this right here, bro. With this right here, just 1 second. Hold on, just come here. Show your hand. Stick your. Which one is it, Joy? Right here. Okay, 1 second. How do you? Oh, let me go on my what's the name? I can go on my You go on your settings. How you go in the settings?
Wait, hold on. You trying to flip?
Yeah, flip it.
Ask him how to flip it.
Hold on, let me get it. Just flip the phone.
Camera right there.
No cam. No cam.
No, just flip your phone.
Right there.
Back.
Done.
No, back. Done. You see what that is? Coach Anthony.
Yes, sir.
You see what that is? Surgery. That's his right arm. That's his right hand. That's his hand. So
how's his hand doing now?
his hand is doing good.
Okay.
You feel me? So
Right.
he broke his hand. He broke his hand before the shit, but he also had fucked his shoulder up. So we never wanted to come back because they acted hella funny when we told them we fucked up our shoulder. So then they acted like they wanted to strip him and acted like everybody wanted to fight. And and then, you know, Devin wouldn't be ready and all that shit. And we had dad and I'm rushing him or Devin is rushing. We didn't say shit. He broke his hand and he beat that motherfucker with one hand, dog. Now the right hand, we're going to let you know that he broke the hand because he's back. Because the right hand is back. You did? Yeah. Unheard of. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? It's unheard of what we do. So if they felt something about Gamboa, you got to understand, that was with one hand, my nigga. The way that he put on that performance, one hand.
I personally, like I said, I thought he looked good in that performance, man.
Absolutely.
I have nothing bad to say about Devin in the Gamboa fight. A lot of people wanted to see him stop Gamboa, but not every fighter stops every fighter you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't base it off knockouts. I base it off performances as a whole. You know what I mean? Boxing IQ, not getting hit, you know, landing his shots. I mean, knockouts are great, but I never base a boxer off of knockouts. You know what I'm saying?
No, but what I was saying was that it's not that people don't know that Devin Haney has these attributes and was gonna do what he did to Gamboa. When I was talking about performances, I mean the timeline of the performances when Javonte Tank Davis got the Leo Santa Cruz fight, then Devin Haney got the fight with Gamboa, and then Ryan Garcia. So right in that, what I mean was the timing of the performance that people was gonna gauge his performance with
No. When you
it
talk about, let me just tell you, when you talk about the Coach Anthony's of the world, you talk about the Brad and Bruce over at Top Rank, the matchmakers over there. You talk about people that really know this shit, right? And the fucking eye test is different for them because they know what he's in there doing, right? Mm-hmm. You talk about being comfortable in the ring, right? I'm talking about 1 through 12, letting shit develop. Right? It's going to be a big night. See, Teofimo, I think he has that. He's believed his own hype. His dad and them, they didn't believe their own hype. And I think right now is why we jumping on them, because they need to go back to the drawing board. But the light is on both of the kids. So if you put both of the lights on the kids and say, well, y'all both been working out, y'all both are champions. So when you talk about Ryan, you talk about Tank, you talk about Teofimo, Devin is ready right now. With the style and the skill set, we don't have to do nothing. We laughing and doing all the shit. We're ready to go now. And you know, and then that's just a breakdown. I'm happy to hear that Coach sees what I see. I value his opinion. Listen, I value his opinion, and he knows that he's on this thing that if he had told me something we need to work on, shit, we're gonna work on it. I value him just like that. I watch his videos, and when you watch the videos, if you go watch Coach Anthony and then you watch Devin, you watch the videos, what he's telling the kids and shit to do is the exact same shit Devin is doing. Because it all goes back to the basics. It all goes back to amateur and them learning. No matter what, a lot of the pro coaches they was fighting. So they were learning their particular style, and then now they become coaches, but they didn't necessarily. It's strange, man. It's strange.
But
man.
you know, Roger Mayweather made a big line when he said most people don't know shit about boxing.
Right.
And no disrespect to the people, but most people really don't know shit about boxing. And people, you know, they only, like I said, people gauge things off of excitement, not based off the science and the intelligence and the intellect of the sport. And what I'm looking at in a Devin Haney is a very good, pure boxer. I see great qualities in Teofimo Lopez. I like what I see in Teofimo Lopez. But when people say Teofimo will dominate Devin Haney, I say to myself, what makes y'all think that? Like, that is a good fight all across the board. And you got one guy who might punch harder. We don't know, but apparently he punches harder in Teofimo Lopez. And then we got another guy who has great footwork, great jab, great ability. We've seen time and time again where the good puncher has problems with the lesser puncher, but is a good boxer. We've seen it throughout history where the good boxer beats the good puncher. So for people to think that that's a one-sided fight, or that, you know, listen, I understand Teo just beat Lomachenko, and you can give him his credit for that. But other than that, I mean, we can't really say anything else to say that man who killed Devin. I don't see that.
But I think people do say that it's just Lomachenko, but Nakatani, Comey, and Lomachenko. It's not that it's just Lomachenko. And put it this way. The reason why I pick Teo to beat Lomachenko. I actually picked him to outbox Lomachenko. People thought it was crazy, but you know why? Because the way I saw him in the amateurs using footwork.
But the thing that I don't understand.
I'm saying if he was a flat-footed, if Teofimo Lopez was a flat-footed fighter, it is no way he would do that much great versus Lomachenko. No flat-footed fighter would do great versus Lomachenko. No,
he didn't tell you. He told you some secrets. He told you a secret and he explained it to you. But I'm not going to tell the people. I'm just going to say flat-footed. I'm not going to tell him what makes him flat-footed and how he's flat-footed.
No, he got. I'm saying,
even though he couldn't work on it from now, like we ready to fight now. So I'm talking about now. But obviously, I can tell you, he doesn't want to fight now because he has to get set to punch, my dude. That's the only thing that makes you flat. When we say flat foot fighter, we don't mean that he's just flat. It means that he chases him around, and then he gets. Even if he jump hooks, or if he has to get set. That's the only thing we mean by flat.
No, I think he needs to be set so his power could be.
Dev, listen, but it doesn't matter. Dev is just he'll punch off angles. He'll punch in different spots. He'll punch, right? Similar to what Lomachenko will, but different. Of course, different. Lomachenko will punch, but he was a smaller guy in that. He couldn't get in. And let me tell you one thing is, if they haven't worked on it this far, and you've been watching Devin and he's fought 24 times, right? And he's all over the YouTube. If you still doing this, you still doing that, and you don't got no jab, you shooting your jab from here. Come on, man. You already got your pistol on the floor. So Floyd would fight out the high guard, and then he'd go into there. So he was able to fight effectively using both. You hear Andre Ward say time and time again, Teo, now is not the time to start coming. You know what I'm saying? But Teo don't have no other way to fight. And even if he did start working on his jab,
it's some staticky.
We're going to continue to work on our jab.
Hold on, because it was static.
Got a little staticky, yeah.
Can you finish the last thing you said?
It's staticky.
It's still static, yeah. Yeah, I can't hear you now.
You're staticky.
Let me see. Coach, speak. Let me see if I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Let me see. Let me mute Bill. Let me see. Yeah, it's coming from you, Bill.
Back out and come back in.
Yeah,
Bill.
Try to. Yeah.
Yeah. But yo, like we were saying, Punch is Teofimo and Devin Haney is such an interesting fight because you got pure boxer versus boxer puncher.
True.
Pure boxer versus boxer puncher. And that is a contrasting style that is when those two type of guys match up with each other, you get a phenomenal fight, man.
Those are the
and I'm not saying Devin beats Teo, but I'm damn sure not saying Teo beats Devin. I'm saying that's a fight I want to see because those two guys, they're the type of guys that will bring the best out of each other.
True. I do believe so. I do believe I think that's the best matchup. That's the best accomplishable matchup in the lightweight division. People talk about Ryan Garcia and and Javonte Tank Davis, but what are they winning at the end of the day? You know, what is the hardware? Does that fight makes you number one at lightweight? Not to me, but this fight does. I feel like Teofimo Lopez is number one, and Devin Haney, well, Lomachenko is still number two in my opinion.
But how about Tank though? Where does Tank fall?
I can't. He only had one fight at lightweight.
You think Devin Haney's over Tank? I can't say that.
No. We're gonna be further breaking this down. See with Tank now. Tank got something that I see that Ryan, Teo, Devin hasn't shown. I'm not gonna say that they don't have it, but he hasn't shown, and that's the inside game. He got an inside game. Javonte Tank.
Well, he has to have an inside game. He's 5'5". You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got an inside game at 5'5" against a guy 5'9", I mean, you know, this is interesting because you got Ryan Garcia 5'10", you got Devin Haney 5'9", you got Teofimo Lopez 5'8", and then you got Tank Davis who's 5'5". You know what I mean? He's the smallest guy and arguably the biggest puncher out the whole group of guys. And
but are we saying he's a? But let's remember we gotta put into consideration at lightweight. He only had one fight at lightweight, and that was a Gamboa. So could we actually gauge his power when it comes to when we just talking about lightweight division? Because could we implement his power fighting Leo Santa Cruz or the Pedraza of the world? Are we gonna get? You know, when you move up, look, he had a hard time putting Gamboa out. You know,
well, he had a hard time in that fight. Period.
So you know,
like if you ask me, Devin Haney looked better against Gamboa than Tank did, even though Tank got the knockout.
Yeah. Look, way easier for Devin Haney.
Devin Haney was actually boxing him and making it look like this is what a good boxer looks like against an old veteran. Now, with Tank, even with the ankle being messed up, he was struggling and he had to you seen him forcing shit. He was forcing punches to come off. He was having a real tough time. Luckily, he got that crack and he was able to land, you know, the shots that he needed to land. But for the most part, Devin Haney did a better job, if you ask me.
No, yeah, he did. Look, Devin Haney did a better job versus Gamboa. You know, that's for me facts. That's for me facts. What I was just saying about it earlier was that people was expecting him to, because now for we always gonna compare. We always gonna compare what Javonte Davis gonna do next, how Ryan Garcia performed versus Luke Campbell, how Luma performed against Luke Campbell. I think that's what it is. That's why where his discredit is not coming from what he could do in the ring. It's coming from what he's doing compare and performance wise with the other guys.
Right,
that's
but
what it is.
I think
unfair. It's unfair, but
no.
That's
what the problem. Yeah, the problem is Devin Haney only fought but so many guys, and gauging a performance off Gamboa is a bad person to gauge it off, because you're talking about a crafty veteran who's been in the ring with everybody. And you're talking about a guy who I believe he was an Olympic gold medalist. And this guy is a fighter who, even though he never won the big fights as a pro, everybody expected, he is a true veteran of the game. He knows how to make you look, not as good as you are. He's a vet, bro. But Gamboa's a vet. Gamboa will always be a difficult fight for anybody, even if you beat him. And Devin Haney hasn't had a chance to fight those other guys, the Luke Campbells of the world, and those guys that like Ryan Garcia got to shine against. And but when he gets those opportunities, I think I personally truly believe. And I'm not saying that, 'cause I know a lot of people might say, "Oh, he's only saying that because Bill's here."
Nah. We had that conversation before, so no.
Yeah. I'm dead serious.
So I'll vouch for you. Yeah.
I really believe that Devin Haney will step up when it's time to step up against all those guys. I'm not saying he beats all those guys, but what I'm saying is he will step up.
Now, as a coach, when we're talking about the sweet signs, we're talking about, of course, mentally, IQ as well. So. Now think about it. The experience that let's say the next fight is Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. With the experience and what they've gained by him fighting the likes of, remember, he already fought 3 top 10 lightweights. Teofimo, Nakatani, Luchakomi, Lomachenko. Even just preparing for those fights is teaching you something, quality sparring partners, game planning. And then after the fights, you learn something from each fight, right? So mental wise, who's more prepared to fight to fight who with the experience that they have?
I mean, based off the professional experience, you got to give the edge to Teofimo Lopez. But at the same time, we can't forget what happens in the gym. And Devin Haney, one thing I know about Devin Haney and Bill Haney is Bill Haney has done a phenomenal job bringing Devin around the best of the best. You know what I mean? Other than me. He still hasn't brought him around me. You know what I'm saying? Bill Haney needs to go ahead and stop playing and bring him around me too. You know what I'm saying? But he done brought him around the best coaches, Cuban coaches, the Mayweather family. I mean, Mexican coaches, Roy Jones. I mean, he's brought him around the best of the best. So there's nothing that Devin Haney hasn't seen. Devin Haney sparred countless rounds with Shakur Stevenson. I mean, there's
everybody.
Teo fought Ryan Garcia in the amateurs, had an extensive amateur background, you know. So you're talking about a guy who, when he gets in the ring with Teofimo Lopez, he's not gonna be like starstruck or, oh my God, I've never been at this level before. He just hasn't done it in front of us yet. But he's been doing this. He's been at that level. You know what I'm saying? And remember what? It all starts in the gym. That's why training properly and doing all your sparring and working on the right things on the mitts and on the heavy bag and corrections and stopping sparring and saying, yo, you need to do this. And this is also important because when you go into the fight, you fight like you train. You train like you fight like you train. And Devin Haney has been doing that for as long as he's been boxing. And I know that just by watching him, you know what I'm saying, from the outside.
To be fair, just as much as he's been doing it, the Lopez has been doing it too.
And that's what makes this a beautiful fight.
The Lopez been, you know, in camps with the Porters. It's been in camps with the Manny Pacquiao's. It's been in camps with the Ugas of the world. He's been in the TMT gym as well. I don't know, not necessarily with Mayweather, but he's been around the block. He's been around the block as an Olympian and stuff like that. And his the amateur circuit. It's almost not identical because of course he went to the Olympics, but we could say that the preparation coming up is almost the same with Ryan Garcia as well, Javonte Tank Davis and things of that nature. But this is a great style. It is a great style. I do think that right now at this stage with the experience that Teofimo Lopez is going to come in the ring with professionally, with 8-ounce gloves, with game planning. I mean, game planning for Gamboa and game planning for Santiago and game planning for Abdullaev is way different for the preparation you got to have with Lomachenko, with maybe Comey, with Nakatani. And people are still surprised by Nakatani. People are still surprised by he's 6 feet, ain't had to deal with it. So I just feel like he dealt with more with different type of fighters to prepare him for a Devin Haney. You know, professionally wise, just not in the sparring, just not in practice, but professional. You know, he put it around.
I mean, there's no doubt that Teofimo Lopez has been more battle tested as a professional fighter when he based off those names right there. But at the end of the day, just because you haven't been there doesn't mean you don't belong there. Like for instance, I'm a confident coach in myself right now, and I haven't been, you know, in the same situations as the Freddie Roaches and the Nacho Bernsteins and all these great coaches of the world. Mm-hmm. But if that doesn't mean I don't belong there, that doesn't mean that I can't be there, that I can't prepare a fighter to get there. If we was to always go off of, oh, you did more, then you would never have the next world champion. You would never have the next hot trainer. You would never have those things because we'd be basing it off, you've done more than me, so therefore you're better than me. That's not true. Just because you've done more than me, you just been doing this before me. You got those opportunities before me, so therefore you're always going to shine a little bit more than me until I get there. And Devin Haney's just been patiently waiting his turn, working his way, honing his craft, paying his dues, and when he's time to go, it's going to be a battle of who's the better fighter. It ain't going to be a battle of Teofimo Lopez fought the better fighters, therefore he's going to win. It's going to be, can Teofimo Lopez beat Devin Haney, and can Devin Haney beat Teofimo? Whatever happened before that's not going to matter.
How can Teofimo Lopez neutralize Devin Haney, and then how Devin Haney can neutralize Teofimo Lopez? First with Tio neutralizing Devin Haney? What you think?
What?
Yeah, you're the
What
trainer.
Teofimo-
You're game planning.
Teofimo Lopez is gonna have to take Devin's jab away. So, there's numerous ways you could take a jab away. He might have to jab with him. He might have to counter his jab with a big right hand, you know what I'm saying, to make Devin Haney afraid to throw that jab. He might have to utilize some of that slick head movement and counter in between. Do things that make Devin be a little bit tentative. Let him feel that power early. Let him see that this is the big boy league now, right? We in the big leagues now. All that pretty boxing shit ain't gonna work today. That's how he has to do it. He has to first get Devin to doubt his jab. And then once he doubts and he starts to get gun shy and becomes overly defensive because he doesn't want to feel that power, then Teofimo could go ahead and build off of that. Now, Devin Haney needs to be effective with the jab. Show him that you can't land those big shots on me because I got quicker feet than you. I got good feints. When you do get those big shots off, I can get under your shots also. I can move out the way. I can counter you. I got to frustrate him. He got to frustrate Tio and let Tio know, like, you got to be set to hit me, baby, and you ain't going to hit me. I don't give a shit if the crowd boos. I don't give a shit if people call me boring. I don't give a shit if I get criticized. I'm only here to win on points or whatever, and if the knockout comes, it comes. So that's what makes that such a beautiful chess match. As you see me saying both, you can see either one happening. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
So that's what I mean when I say this is a hell of a fight. And I don't, there's no anybody who says, Devin don't got a shot, man, I don't want to hear you don't know nothing about boxing. Because if you knew, you would know that Devin has a fantastic shot. Now, I'm not saying again that Tio doesn't have a shot either, and Tio could possibly knock out Devin Haney. And the only thing I don't know about Devin Haney is how does he take a shot from Tio? How does he take those big punches? I'm yet to see it. Not saying he can't, but what happens when he does? And if he can absorb those big punches and keep the boxing going, Tio's gonna have a difficult night with Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
You think the chaser? You think because if I think if somebody gonna have to chase somebody in this one, if somebody gonna dictate the pace and setting the tone, I think Devin Haney's style is more about defensive. Is more. I think his offense is really dictated by his defense, in my opinion. I think it's the other way around with Teofimo Lopez. I think his offense. I think he's smarter than what people has given him the credit, and I think
Tio?
Tio. Not you. I'm just saying in general.
Tio could box.
Yeah.
See, and this is the problem with people when they consider boxers. Being flat-footed or whatever Bill was saying, or having to be set to punch, doesn't mean you're not a good boxer. See what I'm saying? Like, people confuse being a good boxer with, the way you box. Like, Teofimo Lopez could box. He got a nice, good snappy punches. His punches come off. He got good power. He has good upper body movement. He got decent defense. I do think he's a bit vulnerable up the middle, pause. I think that when he was boxing with Lomachenko exposed that he can be hit with straight shots down the middle as the fight progressed. And I just think that somebody with a good jab will get the jab off on Teofimo Lopez. Now, but Tio by no means is a basic guy who can't box. He can box, but the fact that he could punch allows him to stand in the pocket a little longer because he knows if he cracks you, he can hurt you. Now, Devin Haney might not have the same confidence in his power, so he understands he has to make up for it by using a lot of footwork, in and out, feints, and stuff like that. So it's just both fighters playing to their strengths. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think when it comes to the jab category, Devin Haney got the upper hand on the jab category,
which is a big deal. Let's not forget how big of a deal that is. Like, a good jab could beat a fight. Look, Joy Joyce. Listen, I tell guys all the time, the cross beats the hook beats the uppercut, the jab beats them all. You see what I'm saying? And if you got a good jab, like a good jab, you can beat a guy with a big punch, because every time I go to shoot a hook, I got to deal with a jab. Every time I go to shoot a cross, I got to deal with the jab. It's the closest target from point A to point B. So that's why I always tell fighters, focus on your jab, because the jab can literally win you a fight. If you break your right hand, if you know how to use your jab properly, you can still win the fight with a freaking jab. But the jab is becoming a lost art because everybody wants to be a big puncher because they want to sell tickets and be a big name. But when you bump into a pure boxer, all of a sudden that shit's out the window.
But this is why I said, yeah, the jab. But I seen both of them set the tone with the jab. All his fights.
I thought Teo did a great job with the jab against Loma.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what was fucking Loma up. The fact that he was, you know what I mean?
I mean that won the first half of the fight. Like shut down. It was a shutout. So his jab actually set the tone. In Devin Haney, all the jabs always set the tone for Devin Haney, right? I think where he goes long, where he goes to the 12 rounds and goes to the decision, is the lack of power, in my opinion. Now we've seen fighters that is not knockout artists are very successful. One of my favorite fighter, Andre Ward. He wasn't knocking everybody out, but one thing that Andre Ward did have, when it's time to scrap, he'll scrap, and his inside game is what got him to those type of fights that, you know what, if I can't beat you in the outside, I'll beat you up in the inside. So it's very hard to critique young fighters because they're still growing into their adult power. So that's what I wanted to see from Devin Haney. Like, damn, Santiago is clinching you. How can you work your way out that clinch? Like how Roy Jones used to do it. He used to work out that clinch. Somebody clinch him, he'll make you pay. Javonte Tank Davis, he'll make you pay. Teofimo Lopez, in the middle of the rounds, that's why I'm like, damn, on the inside, rather than just making him pay, he was just trying to like push him off. Every time Lomachenko came in the 8th, 9th round, he was pushing him off, and I'm like, all right, you got to work on that inside game. So with these two guys, the inside game has to be, they have to work on their inside game.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have I think that match is gonna be a very technical chess match. I think they're gonna box. I don't think Teofimo's gonna go in there trying to knock out Devin. And I definitely know Devin ain't going to go in there trying to knock out Lomachenko. It's going to be a battle of the jabs. It's going to be a battle of counter punching. But if Teofimo lands a shot and he sees any kind of weakness or flaw in Devin Haney, he will go after him. And also what I see about Teofimo Lopez that I like about him is that, you know, he's always in the fight. You know what I mean? Like when he was fighting with Loma, and Loma started to really build a momentum in the later half of the rounds, like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever, those rounds where Loma started to really build a momentum. In that 12th round, when Loma thought he had something going, you know, Teofimo showed him like, boom, and hurt him again. You know what I'm saying? And what I like about Teofimo Lopez is he's always in the fight. He's very confident in himself. He's there to win. His dad is super confident. I love how his dad is behind him 100%. You know, it's a beautiful thing to see from the outside, just looking at how they got their relationship. How his father will defend him. And the same way with that Bill Haney. Bill Haney's doing the same thing with Devin. You know what I'm saying? Letting people know, like, this is my son. My son's the best in the world. And, you know, I think there's a beautiful thing to see fathers and sons in boxing have the relationships that these particular fathers have with their kids, because you don't see that very often. You know, very good father and son relationship in boxing, I could name you 100 that didn't work. Yeah. So, you know, to seeing these guys is a beautiful thing to see. And I tip my hat to both of them guys, man. I love them both. I think they're both really good fighters, man.
What you feel about the defensive part? Now, people, we're gonna talk about defense, and we'll give the upper hand on Devin Haney. They're gonna be like, well, the competition is different, but what you see skillfully on the defensive end by both?
I see that Teofimo Lopez has good upper body movement, and I see him being very sharp. I do see him a little vulnerable with straight punches. I see him get in touch with that straight left-hand lead a bit more than I like to see him get hit with it. And I've seen him, you know, I see that he really likes to fight like this. And this is good and everything, but there is holes up the middle here. Like what Devin Haney was saying about Floyd. Floyd would fight here, but he'd also fight here.
Mm-hmm. You'll have that high guard. You have that high guard.
You gotta have both. You know, I tell guys all the time, the shoulder roll is a tool. This is not an end-all, be-all. If you only focus on this, you're going to leave vulnerabilities. And also, with Devin Haney, I see Devin Haney is okay with using his footwork to complete. There's 3 lines of defense, right? Blocking, head movement, and footwork. Devin Haney uses all 3. So I think on the defensive end, I'd have to probably give the edge to Devin Haney on the defensive end because he's a little bit more defensive minded. He's more hit and not get hit.
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah.
Teofimo is a little bit more make you miss, but stay in position to hit you with a nice shot, which is just as good. Don't get me wrong, but it does leave him a little bit vulnerable. The pros and the cons. Pros, he's there for the big shot. Cons, he's there to get hit with some shots.
Yeah, I think when it comes to Devin Haney, the jab and the defense. The jab and the defense, in my opinion, that in those departments it's probably better. That it's shown me that it's better than Teofimo Lopez at this point, or have shown us better. Maybe people will say because the competition or whatever, but just skillfully, what I see, yes, I see the jab and I see the defense from Devin Haney. I do see. And what you were saying about that he used the shoulder roll, the Philly shell. Do you think that he could be predictable with a smart fighter, knowing that all right, he's gonna turn into he's trying to catch and shoot off the Philly shell, and when a fighter's a smart, I'm like, okay, he's just trying to catch and shoot. What else can he do from that position that we've seen from Teofimo Lopez other than the catch and shoot?
Other than catch and shoot from that position, I mean, the only thing he could really do from that position is either throw an up jab or catch and then drop and slip and then pivot and reset, something like that. Teofimo Lopez, if I had to give him any advice, would be just, mix it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Don't always stay here. Bring it here. Throw your jab from here. Throw your jab from here. Mix it up. Use your feints. Don't be predictable with your big punches. Touch, and then rip,
Just like mix the punches up.
There's some little adjustments. I mean, Teofimo Lopez doesn't have a lot of flaws in reality. All he has to do is just, make sure he doesn't get too comfortable with what he does well, because people are always watching. And good coaches and good fighters are watching, and they're saying, okay, he does. See, like for instance, me, if I got a guy that we're fighting, I'm not looking at him like, oh yeah, fuck him, man. My guy gonna do that. What I'm looking at is, what does that guy do good? What does he do good? How do we deal with what he's doing good? You have to look at things from a very unbiased point of view when you're a coach, because you know that anybody could beat anybody on any given night if they're both prepared. So a guy like Teofimo Lopez, just don't fall in love with your power. Don't fall in love with the fact that you just beat Lomachenko. Lomachenko's a southpaw, and he's 5'6" or 5'7". He's a smaller guy, and he was a southpaw, okay? He's a different fighter than Devin Haney. You can't fight him the same way. So just because you beat Lomachenko, let's not let that get to our head. Let's go ahead. Let's stay hungry. Let's work on our craft. Let's work on mixing things up. Let's work on setting up the power off the touches and this jab. And let's work on how we're going to deal with a fighter with a good jab. Let's work on those things. And then he'll be okay if he keeps that mindset. But if he starts walking around with the belt on his shoulder like, yeah, I'm the best fighter in the world, I beat Lomachenko, none of y'all can see me, and he starts to believe the hype like Bill said, and he doesn't work on his craft like he used to, and he'll be like all the other guys who got to taste the title, and then next thing you know, they don't got it anymore. So it's very, very important to stay humble in this game.
Yeah. I mean, in his latest interview and in the interview with me, he's been saying that this just got him hungry. This ain't satisfying him. So that's great. Here I'm listening from a younger fighter. And then people out there, remember, these guys are still young. It's actually still hard to critique young fighters at this age because they could learn so much. They could get better off one fight to another. Let's move on to Javonte Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. What do you see? From what do you saw? Matter of fact, what do you saw about Ryan Garcia? What did you learn from Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell?
I learned that kid got resilience. I learned that kid, he's a real fighter. He's not all Instagram. He's not all hype. He's coming to win. He could punch with both hands. He got extreme speed, good power. I don't know how good, but his speed is great. He's very
increasing his power.
Yeah, very sharp, very snappy. He answers back. He sets the pace. Those are all the good things I see in Ryan Garcia. I see a kid who is arguably one of the best prospects in the division if he can learn more, if he can continue to learn. Now, I seen him make some fundamental flaws. I actually put a couple of film studies where I talked about how he was fighting Luke Campbell and why he got dropped, and something that I noticed in his fundamental flaws. If you haven't seen it, go to my YouTube channel. But for the most part, I see a guy who does a lot of good things. Now, with that being said, there's flaws.
There's pros and cons in everybody.
There's flaws, and there's some big flaws. And these flaws, if not corrected against a guy like Javonte Davis, he'll be waking up off the ground. And what'll happen is he'll wake up off the ground and he'll tell his coach, he'll say, all right, coach, let's go out there, let's fight. And the coach is going to say, nah, the fight's over. You got knocked out. You see what I'm saying? So what he needs to do is he needs to stop believing his own hype too, because I notice he's very, very confident after beating Luke Campbell. Extremely, extremely aggressively confident, which is great in a fighter. We don't want a fighter who's not confident. But we need to understand you made some errors in that fight that can cost you a fight against a guy like Javonte Davis. You can't stand straight up. You can't pull straight back with both hands going to the ground like this with a guy like Javonte Davis. You can't put your lead foot on the inside when a guy is a southpaw and you're looking to work that jab and that straight left hand can hit you. What happens if Tank throws an overhand as he's shooting that jab down the middle and he's allowing him to beat that foot? He allowed Luke Campbell to damn near beat that foot the whole time, the whole night. And when he beat that foot, you saw what happened. He got dropped. Now, people argue with me and say, oh, well, Miguel Cotto did something similar against Sergio Martinez. Regardless if you could get away with it or not, doesn't mean that's fundamentally right. Now, if you're going to go ahead and do stuff like that, you need to be aware of what the consequences are. And a guy like Javonte Davis, those are big consequences to pay. But he's tall, he's fast, he could punch, and we've seen Javonte Davis get hit a lot in fights. And how does Javonte Davis deal with getting hit? And he makes some errors too. He likes to walk in. He gets a little impatient. He gets a little bit lazy. He looks for the knockout because he knows he can knock you out. Does he get outboxed? Does he get outpointed? You know what I mean? So does he get knocked out trying to walk him down? Interesting fight.
Good looking out, Trey Dennis. Teal's story changed every time he talk about Devin. The fighters are going to talk. Fighters are going to talk. Good looking out, my brother. Good looking out. Now, this is another fight in which we was talking about the Teo and Devin. It's another fight that actually meshes up together because you know that Tank Davis is that guy that's going to want to fight. He's going to bring the action to you by any means necessary. He's a dog. He does pick his position sometimes. He does pick his poison, but he will take some punches to land the punch that he wants.
Absolutely, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a strategy. A lot of people may frown upon that, but that's a strategy. That's called walking a guy down. That's a strategy. That's called walking a guy down. And Javonte Davis could walk your ass down if he got to, but that strategy backfires when you got a guy that you're walking down that doesn't get knocked out by your punch. So, you got a lot of advantages for Ryan Garcia against a guy like Tank Davis. He's 5'10". I guess that's 5 inches tall. He got him about 5 inches.
Hey, yo!
He got him about 5 inches. So you figure you got a guy 5 inches taller than you, you know what I'm saying, who could punch with both hands, who got a good left hook. Now, a guy like Tank, as a southpaw, has to walk in. He's going to be dealing with that left hook. He's going to be dealing with a jab. He's going to be dealing with distance. Interesting fight. People counting out Ryan Garcia. I don't think that's the fight. Yeah. Count him out in. It's just like the Devin Haney Teofimo Lomachenko situation. Like, let's not count out Devin Haney, but let's not count out no fucking Ryan Garcia either, because Ryan Garcia he's legitimate. I mean, he's proven it.
Yeah, man. Yo, thank you, Benny Blanco from the Bronx. D-Style Boxing. Good looking out. Everybody subscribe to D-Style Boxing immediately. Yo. This was a little tricky, man, because to be honest, the only really critique that I had with Javonte Tank Davis really had nothing to do with technique. It had to do with if he's focused enough. Did he lose the hunger? Is he, what I'm saying? That was the only thing, because I think I've been in a lot of I've seen a lot of channels. A lot of boxing heads will talk, and really, I don't hear people talking about technique. It's always, if he's in the gym, if he's out of Baltimore, if his mind is there, if you know what I'm saying, if he got the determination to stay focused when he's not contractual to fight. Could he keep his weight down within fight? Within at least 15, the most. So, but with Tank, he's always been for me a special fighter, not just a good, but I see him as a special. Like, I think he's just getting by right now with him giving 70% of himself, and if he goes 100%, just like the last fight versus Leo Santa Cruz, the next day he was already sparring, he was already in the gym after the next day. So I'm like, all right, he's been working out ever since. So I'm like, okay, this guy already got the focus. He's determined. He knows that he could be a great. He could be one of the greats. Hold on, let me get this.
What happened to Bill? Yo, Bill just bounced.
I know. I don't know if his phone. Let me see if I could. Let me send them a link again. Hold on. Let me send the link again. So yeah, with the Javonte Tank Davis, how about like, let's say I think I'm getting like a feedback from your side. So let me see, let me see mute. Let me see if I mute. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah. It sounds better like that. And then when you talk, I'll just unmute it because I think there's some feedback coming from your end.
Cut off my I cut off the internet, the computer I had. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some little feedback. Thank you, Antonia. Donald. Just let me say shout out. People in the chat room. What's up, man? Everybody, good looking. Now y'all here. 2 hands in the building. Everybody subscribe to 2 hands. 2 hands in the building. Orlando, 11 p.m. Martian, Xan, Guido in the building. What's good? Be the power. Let me go a little back. Hi. D-Style Lily. Be the power. Hi. Smooth. What's good? OG. What's good? Alright. Can't go all the way up. So with Javonte Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, I think the left hook is right there for the taking. The height is there. The left hook is lined up. I don't think that Javonte Tank Davis is I think he's an average in defense. I think that Ryan Garcia will capitalize all Javonte Tank Davis' mistakes. We've seen already the grit that Ryan Garcia has. And I do think that also Javonte Tank Davis could take a punch as well. Now, the only thing with Ryan Garcia, I wish he mixes the punches a little more. Don't throw everything 100 miles per hour. That was one of the critiques I had with Gary Russell Jr. as well. Throwing everything 100 miles per hour. Good timing beats good speed. Just like we saw with Ioka and Tanaka. Tanaka, all the attributes, all the athletic ability, he's fast, but timing beats it. I think Javonte Tank Davis got the time, got the speed, got the quickness to capitalize off Ryan Garcia's speed. On that fight, it's hard. It's a hard one. It's a hard one because I don't think they both great defensively, but decent. I think they both gonna get their hits. And I think that one who has more will.
Yeah, I think that one just comes down to who can execute the game plan. I mean, Javonte Davis is better boxing than he gets credit for. He gets credit for being a big puncher, but he can actually box too. The issue that I see that he's going to run into is the height, right? He's dealing with height, reach, and he's also dealing with a fast guy who's not only taller than him, extremely fast, and got some good power. And we've seen Tank get hit with some shots in the past by lesser fighters like a Leo Santa Cruz, right? Leo Santa Cruz was hitting Tank a whole lot for the first 6 rounds. I mean, you can argue that fight was 4 rounds to 2, or even possibly even going into the round that he knocked him out in. And if Ryan Garcia is able to capitalize on the impatientness and the lack of punch output that we've seen Javonte Davis, demonstrate in the past, looking for one big punch, does it backfire on him looking for one big punch? Does he get hit with the one big punch looking for one big punch? Does he get outboxed looking for the one big punch? Javonte Davis got to overcome a few things. Now, do I think he has the ability to do it? Absolutely. He's the guy that could do it if anybody could do it. But he has some things to overcome. And I think that too many times we count out fighters. And, you got to remember, man, they're both fighters. And one guy they're both coming to win. And I believe that Ryan Garcia believes he could win. Ryan Garcia has Canelo team behind him. I really believe that gives you a level of confidence in itself, knowing that you're training next to and by the trainer who trains arguably the best boxer in the sport today. That's going to give you a level of confidence going in. And Ryan Garcia is a live dog.
Yeah, I think the power. Hold on, because it's feedback, a lot of feedback. I think the power of Javonte Davis is, and the power of Ryan Garcia could set the tone. That's why when we're talking about the last fight, for me, the power. If a fighter doesn't sense that you can't hurt me. You can't hurt me, and we're gonna be talking about that too, about Teofimo. And when I felt I had to pick Jojo Diaz, if he smother him, if he keep a little dirty, keep it inside, does Teofimo that had all the attributes, better attributes than Jojo, but does he have enough power to keep him off? This is why when I'm talking about Teo and Devin, does he have enough power? By the 9th round, Teo be like, you know what? And his power's not really doing an effect. Now I'm gonna risk a little bit. I'm gonna risk it a little more, And I want to move on to that fight as well. We want to know what's next for Tevin. Both of these guys got respect the power. Javonte Davis and Ryan Garcia. It's gonna be a good fight. The preparation is gonna be very important. It's a hard one to pick. I may side a little bit with that's a hard one to pick, man. That's a hard one to pick. If he could lure him into fighting, if he could lure him into a fight, who you think who wins the fight? Like, forget that. Like, if it turns into a brawl, into a fight, who got that?
Oh, Javonte Davis. Because if it goes into a fight, Ryan Garcia is going to be giving his height away. And if he gives his height away, he's going to give Javonte Davis a lot of opportunity to land the big punch. So what Ryan Garcia needs to do is keep that fight at range. He needs to keep that fight at range. He needs to utilize his fast twitch muscles that he has to counter punch, check hook, keep him at a distance, use that quick jab, land right hands that, in spots and uppercuts and stuff like that, because he's fighting a shorter guy. But he does not need to get into a firefight with Javonte Davis. He gets into a firefight with Javonte Davis, I'm going to edge you with Javonte, because the shorter guy on the inside, the shorter arms, he's going to have the advantages. You're giving the advantages away when you're fighting a shorter guy and you fight his fight.
Yeah. This one is a good.
See, the thing about Ryan Garcia, since he hits hard and he's fast, he needs to do it from back here. Everything from back here. And once it gets here, is it going to be a problem? Because then what happens is he can't go under shots because he's fighting a shorter guy. So he's going to be forced to lean back. And we saw what happened when he did that against Luke Campbell.
about to dance on that one. Yo, so what's Javonte Davis' weakness?
Oh, the fact that he gets big punch happy. The fact that he loses his patience and he gets off of his jab, he gets off of his boxing and decides that he's just going to walk guys down all the time. Like I said, that style could backfire on you. And, it works. Don't get me wrong. It works. But if you go in there and you say, I'm going to knock this guy out, I'm going to walk him down, I'm going to eat everything on my arms, and I'm just going to walk in, and the knockout don't come, guess what? You lost. So, you know, and if you go in there blindly, you know, thinking that you're not going to feel any power, and then, you know, Ryan Garcia sneaks in one of those fast uppercuts, hey, what happens there? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Javonte Davis's weakness is that he falls in love with his power, and he can be a little bit lazy in fights and give away rounds. He'll give away rounds, and that's his weakness. He'll give away rounds. He shouldn't give away rounds against Ryan Garcia. He should try to win every single round.
No, I agree with you. But it's still a hard pick. Who you picking?
You know, listen, based off what I've seen so far, you know, I have to edge it with Javonte Davis. I have to edge it with him. Now, by no means am I going to count Ryan Garcia out. I think Ryan Garcia fucking has a great chance due to the attributes. But if I had to bet the house on it, you know, I'm going to go ahead and edge it, you know, 60-40 for Javonte Davis.
That's like a 55-45.
It could be a 55-45 too. That's very. It could be a 49-51. It could be a business partnership where one guy got 51% of the business. You know, I mean, look, I think that Ryan Garcia has the goods. I really do, but I do think he has flaws that need to get corrected immediately. And he's asking for a fight, you know, within the next 6 months, it sounds like, against Javonte Davis. And I don't know if that's the right decision. I don't know if he's just talking. I don't know what's going on, but I just think that he better go back to the gym, go back to the drawing board, get off his high horse, and focus on the flaws.
They be like, yo, coach, we need you for the next fight with Ryan. We need you to fix that problem you're saying. What is it? You're going to the gym right now. You're going to work with Ryan Garcia. What, as a coach, you're going to be, this is what to work on right now, immediately. What you going to do?
Well, I'm going to work on him boxing at range, staying at a distance. I'm going to work on him understanding that if he allows the foot to beat his foot, especially when he's standing in front of him, that he's leaving himself in a vulnerable spot. Now, I don't know if that was based off strategy. They might be working off of a strategy where they feel like, listen, you can let him beat the foot. And I can see that working because it works. He landed the jab a few times. He landed even the left hook doing that. But when you're boxing a big puncher like a Javonte Davis, that's not a risk that I would take. So what I would do is focus on him, you know, keeping his distance. If you could circle to the inside against the southpaw, I don't have a problem with that. It's more so when he's standing in front and he's allowing the foot to beat him. So I would focus on that foot placement big time. I would focus on him pulling back with him dropping his hands. You can't pull back. This is a cardinal sin in boxing. We can't do that. Especially against a guy like Javonte, who's going to throw big looping overhand left hands because he knows that's how he's going to get to the chin. So I would focus on a little bit of defense. I would focus on his foot placement, and I would focus on his jab, and I would focus on him maintaining range, and that's basically would be my keys to victory for him.
But you know, also what makes a special fight. Hold on. You know what also makes a special fighter that I've noticed is from fighters is these type of fighters that does things that is not textbook. Roy in his career, meaning, you know, his style, but it worked for him being, you know, just being an enigma. A lot of people felt Muhammad Ali did a lot of stuff that it wasn't textbook and he got away until age caught up to him. There's a lot of special fighters just because they may do something, they may get away with certain things that they don't do that you're supposed to do. I think Ryan Garcia probably does that, what you're saying. And he could get away with it, which is trying. But what you're saying is that you don't think he's gonna get away with it with Javonte Davis.
Yeah, look, man, there's been examples of that throughout the history of the sport, and I don't want to change a fighter. One thing I don't want to do is change a fighter, but he does need to understand what the risks are. It's like this: you get into your car, right? You drive, you don't put a seatbelt on. You might drive every day of the week without a seatbelt, never get in a car accident. I feel comfortable without a seatbelt. I don't need it. I've been driving 20 years, no seatbelt. Okay, but what happens when that car accident comes? You know what I mean? Do you fly out the goddamn window because you ain't have a seatbelt on? See, the fundamentals of boxing are the same exact way. Just because you can get away with breaking the rules, you shouldn't always break them. You should bend them. Don't get me wrong. Maybe the foot beats him. Instead of battling for the foot, he takes the shot. But the problem is when you make that your primary, what happens is when you bump into a guy on your level or higher, you get exposed. Things only work when your level's above a guy, when you break the rules. But when both guys are here, or arguably one guy's here and you're here, you not playing by the rules could potentially cost you the fight. So, for me, I think that, yes, you could bend the rules, but at the same time, you need to understand the rules. Don't just do. You need to know why you're doing.
Now let's. You just said a word that we use a lot in boxing. We use the word expose, and I think it's becoming to epic proportion where people just using the word expose for anything. Use the word expose. They say nowadays if you get chin checked, oh, he got exposed. If a power hitter, like let's say for example Edgar Berlanga, people want Edgar Berlanga. Let's see when he goes and pulls in more rounds. Let's see how he's gonna do. Yeah, but if he goes a whole 12 or a whole 10, you're gonna say he's exposed. He's not a power hitter no more. If a person get dropped, we seen Tito Trinidad get dropped in a lot of fights, but he's still a legend. So I think it's still a fight. You're gonna get hit, So what is exposed to you? What does it what you define exposed when you look at a fight? Because a guy could get dropped, but that doesn't mean he necessarily, oh my God, he's exposed. He just got landed with a good punch, and it's a fight in the end of the day. What's the definition for you? Like exposed. What is exposed to you?
Okay, exposed is when you are getting away with doing things because you have the upper hand in a lot of your situations. Like for instance, let's look at a guy like Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner looked fantastic as a featherweight. When he was 126 pounds, he'd stand right in front of guys. Guys was comparing him to Floyd Mayweather. Shots would fly off his shoulder. He'd do all of that. Now, one thing I noticed about Broner was even back then, I said he looks very similar to Mayweather in a lot of ways. I said, but he doesn't use his footwork. He stands right in front of his guys. He always stands there. He was able to do that against smaller fighters. When he moved up in weight, he got exposed because when he started to box guys that he couldn't take advantage of them due to his size, all of a sudden those things didn't work anymore. So therefore, yes, like for instance me, listen, you put a guy in front of me who never boxed before and put him in a boxing ring right now, not training, I can probably look like a fucking damn good boxer, and I feel like I'm a decent boxer, but I might look like I'm fucking ready for a world title fight if you put a guy in front of me who never boxed before. But then you put a guy in front of me who's been boxing every single day, who takes his craft serious, who's actively competing. Now he may expose the fact that I'm not a young guy anymore. I'm not doing, I'm not training like I used to train, whatever the case may be. So you get exposed when you have the upper hand and you're getting away with things. But then when the even playing field happens, those things don't work anymore. So that's my definition of exposure. So when I say a guy like who are we just talking about getting exposed?
When it comes to Javonte and Ryan?
Nah, we were talking about somebody relevant right now getting exposed. Shit. Oh, Ryan, yeah. Okay. So Ryan Garcia beats Luke Campbell by doing things wrong, he gets away with doing certain things because he's faster, he got the twitch muscles and all of that. But when he fights a guy who's gonna make him pay for those mistakes, that's when he could possibly get exposed. You see what I'm saying? Roy Jones looked fantastic. As soon as he slowed down, he started to get exposed a little bit. Now, he had the advantages physically, genetically for so many years. But a guy like Bernard Hopkins didn't get exposed. He ended up just for him it was different. When he lost, it was because he was 51 years old. But he showed doing things by the book, textbook, fundamentally, living the life that he's supposed to live outside of the ring, that he was able to actually fight till 51 years old. So that's a guy who didn't get exposed. He exposed that fundamentals wins fights for the long run, for the long haul. We're talking about the long haul. We're talking about it being great. Floyd Mayweather, another one, fought beautifully his whole career. I feel like he gets hated on so much. Floyd Mayweather, fantastic boxer. He had a phenomenal career by doing things the way they were supposed to be done. And, that's what I mean about being exposed.
Talking about Floyd, I think what made him also special is that certain fighters will have to go back into the drawing board when they get probably exposed or when they get beaten. They got to go back to the drawing board. They can't make that timely adjustment within that same fight. Floyd always made that adjustment in that same fight. He didn't really need he got some couple of rematches, but he really didn't need to go back to the drawing board to make that adjustments. He made those adjustments right there in the ring. I think that's what you separate great from special, from legends. Like, they make those adjustments right there in that ring. How is it very important to make adjustments in the ring? How important is that?
Well, they say that good fighters make adjustments fight by fight. Great fighters make adjustments round by round, and sometimes even in the middle of the round. You see what I'm saying? So I got that from my man Billy Briscoe, who I talk to all the time. Great trainer from Philadelphia. But, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? That is what it comes down to. Now, you got fighters who can do that because they understand the game. They've been through a certain amount of things in their life. You know what I'm saying? It's all about life experience, boxing experience, having good coaching and good fundamentals. These are all things that they all work together. You're groomed from when you're a baby. It's all about your upbringing in this sport. So these are things that you have to earn them. You have to earn that. You don't just wake up one day able to do those things. You have to look. If you would have saw me my first day boxing, actually in the ring sparring, or hitting the bag, you would have said, this motherfucker ain't gonna never be in this. Like, this motherfucker sucks. You know what I'm saying? And look, now I have a YouTube channel, and I got guys like Bill Haney giving me my flowers, saying you're one of the best trainers. I love how you teach. I love you know what I'm saying. So everybody starts somewhere. It all comes out from your upbringing and how you're schooled. You know what I'm saying? Now I could be training a guy right now. A novice trainer might be following some sort of a format. Like I might have a guy in front of me that has no coordination. I might have a guy in front of me that has no attention span. I might have a guy in front of me who, so I have to make adjustments as a coach. How do I teach this guy the same way, same things I'm trying to teach this other guy? This other guy, I might be able to just show it to him and he's able to do it. This guy, I might have to come up with a customized drill because he's so uncoordinated. He has such a low attention span that I have to do things totally different. And I'm able to do that because I've been coaching for so many years. As somebody who's like first time seeing it might say, how do I teach this guy? This guy got no foot. He's stepping over his own feet. Man, I don't know what to do. This guy got no chance. And I might say, yo, relax. Yo, let me try this. Let me try that because I got experience. So I make adjustments coaching. So it's the same thing, man. You got to make adjustments on the fly, but you earn that through experience.
Yeah. This is a good. Now let's move on to this fight. Now, this person get critiqued so much for being a boring fighter. We had him on yesterday. One of my favorite fighters. One of my favorite fighters get a lot of lack. A lot of people talk a lot. But I'm saying, for me, in my opinion, this guy has all the tools in the toolbox. In my opinion, what do you about Demetrius Andrade versus Jamal Charlo?
I love that fight. Man, I've been a Demetrius Andrade fight from before he got shelved the first time. You know what I'm saying? I think that he is Very underrated. I feel like his career has been very unfortunate. I believe that fighters don't bring up his name on purpose. He's a southpaw. He's tall. He can box. He was a hell of an amateur. He's a dog. He's willing to fight, and he has everything that it would take to beat a guy like Jamar Charlo or Jamel, whichever one, both of them. You know what I'm saying? He has everything it takes to beat those guys. Now, due to his inactivity and due to, those things, those guys also have a chance to beat him because those guys have been very active. Those guys have been proving themselves fight after fight that even though they might not have everything that we're looking for in a pure boxer, they got heart. They're willing to fight. They're dogs. They're tough. They got punching power. So it's a good fight. But I think Boo Boo Andrade this goes right back to the excitement part of the fans. You got the casuals who look for big punches and knockouts, and then you got the boxing purists like myself who look at everything. I look at the whole package, and Boo Boo Andrade is a whole package kind of a guy.
That's how I feel about Boo Boo. I do think he's rangy, tall, could switch. He switches, jab, feints, doesn't stay in line, very, very unpredictable, throw wide punches sometimes throw slick punches, could work you out from the outside, ring generalship. Probably the best, that 07-08 class is one of my favorite class. It had the Charlos, it had Crawford, Mikey, Thurman, Charles Hatley. He's coming back in the ring too. Can't wait to see him back in the ring. Broner, Porter. It's just that class for me was the best. But the leader of that class was Demetrius Andrade. Went to the Olympics, was beating the Charles Hatley and was beating Thurmans and stuff like that. Oh, and also shout out to Daniel Jacobs as well, part of that class as well. I think he got the better pedigree, in my opinion. I think he ups Jamal Charlo on the pedigree. I think he could outbox Charlo. I do think that Charlo, my opinion, is more pace and cut. He does the same thing. You throw a jab, 1-2, has a nice uppercut, left hook, 1-2 uppercut, 1-2, 2 uppercut. I think a guy like Demetrius Andrade over a period of time after a couple of rounds, he will pace and cut Charlo. What you think about that?
Yeah, I think that he's got the style to beat a guy like Charlo. I just think that he's the better boxer. I think that he's tall, rangy. I think that he's durable. I think he's experienced. I think that he's willing to, go into the fire. He's a southpaw. So if he was to beat Jamal, I get confused. But
Jamal 160.
Yeah, whichever one. You put them both in the ring, it wouldn't matter. No disrespect to the fantastic fighters. No disrespect to those guys. Those guys are fantastic fighters, and they both can possibly beat him also. But if I was gonna bet money, I'm going with Boo Boo Andrade. I'm saying he's too complete. He's too complete, and I just think that I think that he's like the Winky Wright, but he doesn't fight like Winky Wright. But he's like the Winky Wright. He's like what Austin Trout was when Trout beat Cotto. He's like from that cloth. Like he's cut from the cloth of nobody really wants to see him fight, but he could beat everybody. You know what I'm saying? He's cut from that cloth.
I agree. And let's go to that matchup. Let's go to the matchup that everybody talks about. But I believe, for real, there's no clout. I believe this fight is never gonna happen. I just think it's just one of these fights that we have in eras where the fans want to see that it's just not gonna happen. Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence. I just don't think it's gonna happen. But what do you feel about that fight? I know you don't like hearing that, but I just don't think it's gonna happen.
I think it'll happen. I don't think it'll happen when we want it to happen, but I think it'll happen. But I like the fight. I mean, look, man, Terrence Crawford has proven that he's a force to be reckoned with. He's knocking guys out. He could fight from both stands. He's very patient, very tough, very tough. I mean, listen, I had the honor of working a corner against him with Hammer and Hank Lundy. We had Hank Lundy fight Terrence Crawford, and even though Hank Lundy is really a 135-pounder, he went up to 140 to fight for the title. And we fell short in a fight that I thought that Hank Lundy had some good moments in. But I got to see firsthand how how focused and tough this guy is. Like, he's like one of those guys, like a Sugar Ray Leonard, like, big smile, looks like, what I'm saying, he's just like a really nice guy, humble, but man, that guy's a tough, tough, tough son of a gun. You don't want to piss him off. And I think that he'd be willing to exchange with Errol Spence. And honestly, Errol Spence, I think, is good and everything. I do think that he's a dog, but since Errol Spence fought Sean Porter, I haven't been very impressed with him. I know he beat Danny Garcia and everything like that, but I think that people didn't give Danny enough credit in that fight. I think Danny did much better than people give him credit for. And I just think that if he was to fight Terrence Crawford, man, I'm gonna go with Terrence. I think at this point I've seen enough to edge it toward Terrence Crawford.
I think with Bud Crawford, what actually does separate him is the footwork, is the one that he could switch. I think he's a harder puzzle to figure out. If it has to be, compared with the two, he's a harder puzzle to figure out. He will have to go into his plan B, plan C to figure out Bud Crawford, because if Bud Crawford doesn't feel like he want to box inside, he'll outbox you on the outside. If he doesn't feel like he needs to fight southpaw, he'll switch up. You have to be in your A game, not physically, which I believe that Errol Spence will be in his A game physically no matter what, because he have probably one of the best grit in boxing, but mentally that has to be perfect. He has to have a perfect night here to adjust on the fly, to adjust timely, because Bud Crawford is going to show you, especially in a fight like Errol Spence, I believe so, that I think that Bud Crawford is going to show so many wrinkles in that type of fight that maybe it's just going to be too much for Errol Spence. But physically, I think Errol Spence is there. That's a fight. That's like a 50-50. But when it comes to the IQ, I just feel like, Bud Crawford got an IQ.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna edge it toward Terrence, but that's another 51-49 type fight. You know what I mean? When I say I got Terrence winning, I don't got it like a blowout or nothing like that. But I just feel like as Errol has stepped up in competition, he has not looked as devastating as he once did. And I just feel like, and obviously he had a car accident and everything like that, but even before the car accident, nobody looks good against Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? So, that's a hard fight to gauge off of. But at the same time, he was a boogeyman before he fought Sean Porter, and he was supposed to stop Sean Porter. And arguably, Sean Porter freaking won that fight if there was no knockdown. So, what I've seen in Errol is that he's good, but I just feel like as he stepped up in competition, he hasn't looked as great as, he was once perceived to be, the boogeyman of the division. So I think that Terrence Crawford still has shown that, he can do it all. So I'm going to edge it toward Terrence Crawford. I'm going to have to. I mean, if you had to make me pick one, I don't want to pick either, but if I had to pick one, I'm going to edge it toward Terrence.
Yeah, I think at this point, I would edge it towards Bud, at this point. To be honest, I'll be honest, and I keep saying this, not now, because he's already been inactive for a while, and I don't think he's the same. I think his hands failed him and the inactivity. But to me, the ultimate fight for me in the welterweight division was always Bud and Thurman, because of footwork, because the unpredictability what they're gonna come inside the ring with. And what's his name? Bomac felt the same way. He felt that Thurman is a harder fight than an Errol Spence fight. And probably he sees something. He was talking about the footwork, the intangibles. He has better intangibles than Errol Spence. I always thought that. I get in debates a lot. Nah. I just felt like that. In their A game, I think that would be a harder chess match before, but now it got to be Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. Not to throw Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao got to cement the legacy. That's why I don't want to bring him up, because if he fights, whether he win or lose, he got to cement the legacy. Is the age, he's in a win-win situation. So yes, I'll bring Manny Pacquiao up, but he's in a win-win situation. He can never lose on that one.
Yeah, I hate that Manny Pacquiao is still fighting, even though he's still beating guys. I mean, he might be able to beat all those guys till this day. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to see him take those chances. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I hate to see Manny Pacquiao run into another Marquez situation, especially against one of these younger guys. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's unnecessary for him.
Yeah.
He doesn't need these guys. These guys need him. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Manny Pacquiao, man, you know, he's proven that shit. If he can get in the ring and beat Keith Thurman, he can get in the ring and possibly pull an upset against anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because Keith Thurman was, you know, at top of his game when he fought Manny Pacquiao. So, I mean, for him to lose to Manny, but I thought Manny was taking some big shots in that fight too, man. He just made it through. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, you know, that Keith Thurman, all them guys, they're all good fighters, man. I think Terrence right now, though, deserves to be considered the top guy out of those guys at the moment. You know what I mean? Based off of what we've seen.
Pound for pound, number one. Who you got? Canelo, Bud. Who you got? Who you got? Name me top five.
Top five, I never really thought about it. But I think we have to, and I know my man Eric Kelly who'll jump down my throat, pause on this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm gonna have to go with Canelo. I mean, based off of the fact that Canelo has beat, you know, he's to me got the best resume in the sport. You know what I mean, that I could think of off the top of my head. I think that he's done more than all them guys. So I'm going to go with Canelo number one as of right now. But then again, you know, the problem is we forget about the heavyweight division. How about Tyson Fury? You know, Tyson Fury deserves, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I was gonna go next to that one.
Right, like a lot of people, you know, when we talk about pound for pound, for whatever reason, the heavyweight division gets ignored. But let's talk about Tyson Fury, you know, beating Deontay Wilder, beating beating the Klitschko's, and then beating Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Tyson Fury deserves number one. So number one is somewhere between Tyson Fury and Canelo. I'm going to edge it toward Canelo, then Tyson. But then again, Tyson never lost. Man, I don't know, man. You know, that's why I don't really look at pound for pound, because it's very difficult. And then everybody else after that, they're all battling from it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, everything after Tyson and Canelo, it's like a toss-up. Like, they're all fighting for that right now. You know what I mean?
So talk about what you see if Wilder and Fury fights in the trilogy, and what do you see with Fury versus Anthony Joshua? First, the trilogy. What you think? Do you think that he could go back into the drawing board and fix a couple of things, or you think it's just too late, or that's just the fight that, you know, he just got your number. He just got your number.
Yeah, I think Tyson Fury got everybody's number in the heavyweight division. I think he's just overall the best boxer in the division. He does have a flaw, that his chin has been checked a couple of fights. You know what I mean? We saw what happened when my man from Philadelphia, USS Cunningham, dropped him, and he's not even a heavyweight. We saw that he rose from the dead when he got dropped by Deontay Wilder. But other than that, skill for skill, he's the best skilled fighter in the division. He's the tallest guy in the division. He's a very tough guy. He's not no pussy. He could fight. He's willing to fight. He could box. You know, he can slip, slide, dip. To me, he's the best boxer in the division. I think he's better than Anthony Joshua. I think he's better than Deontay Wilder. I think that he can beat everybody. But what makes it interesting is that the heavyweight division, it only takes one punch, and he's been shown to be vulnerable. If somebody would have stopped that fight when he got knocked down in the 12th round against Deontay Wilder, nobody would have had a problem with the fight getting stopped. The fight would have been over, and that would have been that. But that referee gave him the benefit of the doubt. But at the end of the day, I would not have debated him not getting a count. You know what I mean? That's how hard he hit the ground. So, but he showed that he was willing to get up off of a punch like that. So, I mean, it just shows the kind of guy he is. So I'm going to say Tyson is the best guy in the division. He beats both those guys.
What can Anthony Joshua do? What can Anthony Joshua do to upset Fury? Because you feel like he got his number. That means that you ain't even giving that like a 50-50 fight. Unless if it's like a puncher's chance. But do you have that he got the intangibles? Anthony Joshua got the intangibles to beat, not only with just the one punch, not the heavyweight, a myth of what we just talked about, but about anybody just get knocked out as the heavyweight division. It only takes one punch. Could Anthony Joshua come up with a game plan to beat Tyson Fury in a 12-round bout?
I mean, I hate to say no. I mean, because anybody can do, anything's possible, right? But probably not probable. I don't think that he has what it takes to outbox Tyson Fury based off what I've seen. I've seen Tyson Fury showcase better defense. I've seen him showcase, craftier moves. I've seen him do things that middleweights do in a 7-foot body. So if you wanted me to say, do I think Anthony Joshua can outbox or outpoint Tyson Fury? If Tyson Fury isn't living the life outside of the gym that he's supposed to live, if he's going through some sort of a depression again, or he's not training the way he's supposed to, or something like that, then yes, possibly. But if we're going off everything being perfect in both camps, Anthony Joshua does everything he's supposed to do, Tyson Fury's supposed to do, I think that Anthony Joshua only has a puncher's chance.
Wow. You don't see nobody getting close at Tyson Fury.
At the moment, no.
Who also said that? There was another trainer that actually said that. Who said that? Damn, who said that? I heard a trainer said that yesterday. I forgot. It'll come up.
Yeah, at the moment, no. I mean, like I said, anything's possible. Anthony Joshua is a tall guy. He showed that he can give guys like Klitschko a tough battle. He beat Klitschko just like Tyson Fury beat Klitschko. But he went, to war with Klitschko. I feel like, he's too easy to hit. I think that Tyson Fury is not easy to hit. So you got one guy who's easy to hit and one guy who's not easy to hit. And they're both equally tall, equally as experienced. So, you have to go with, who checks more boxes on the list. And Tyson Fury checks more of the boxes. You know what I'm saying? I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I think for this era, there's a lot of heavyweights. It's not like back in the days. Not your Michael Tucker, your Bone Crusher Smith that can actually move. They intangible. They can actually have some footwork. These heavyweights have no type of footwork. Only Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua could just feint you all day, and he makes you reset, and that's it. He could beat you. He could outbox you with jabs and just feinting you all day. That's when I was watching the second fight with Deontay Wilder, and I'm like, yo, stop flinching on every damn feint. Like, come on, stop flinching. And he was just really setting him. The feint actually set everything up. It wasn't really that he did have a different approach to that fight, but the feint, he gets people off that feint. He freezes a lot of people, and I think that's something that just nobody got that type of attributes in the heavyweight division, but Fury. Maybe he's like one of those 90 heavyweights in terms of agility, in terms of ring generalship that we just don't have in the heavyweight division. So for him, that part is actually easy for him, in my opinion.
Yeah, you can see that he's a guy who hones his craft, loves the sweet science. He's not just a typical heavyweight looking for a big punch, looking to lift a lot of heavy weights and just be this strong, physical. He is a student of the game. He is a pure boxer. And this is what I'm talking about. When it comes to the pure boxers, when you really learn the game and you're able to apply what you're learning, you have a huge advantage even against the biggest punchers, because you are a student of the game. You know what I'm saying? And you are really focusing on your craft. Strength and conditioning has become a primary thing for a lot of fighters, and that's why the game has decreased in skill. It might have increased in training regimen, but hasn't decreased in skill. And it's very obvious that this isn't something that people don't know. People who know the game know that a lot of fighters are more focusing now on strength and conditioning and less on skill, and it shows in a lot of these fighters.
We got trainer of the year. Trainer of the year, Teofimo Lopez.
God damn, bro, I'm getting younger every fucking day. Shit.
He got the shades rocking, got the bling bling going, man.
Damn, I'm looking good, baby. Shit. You like the little Chiva?
He got the goatee
Oh,
going.
we got guys with the Chivas over there too.
Yeah, man. You know, I got look.
Está de moda, papi.
Mira, tengo pelito ahí, mimita, que tengo un chin blanquito aquí. Lo tengo que esconder ahí, por ahí.
Yo, check it out. They got this new product, bro. You go to fucking CVS and get it. It's like a little brush, right? And you know how these white motherfuckers are right here. You see this? So you brush that shit and it doesn't stain you, bro. You know these motherfuckers, like these old motherfuckers, when you do the coloring, and then you think you're fucking looking good, and you go outside and got that big black stain all over your forehead.
You gotta be in a you gotta endorse them or get an endorsement deal, man.
There you go.
For real,
This shit only goes on the gray. It doesn't fuck up your face or nothing. You could just put it on and you don't gotta worry about the dark spots, all around the mustache.
Yeah, they say that's that new. Great. They say that's that new money, that new undisputed money, huh?
Bro, I'm still shopping at Ross, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm still getting my $50 jeans for like about $10. You know how that shit goes. I'm trying to convince my son. I'm trying to convince him. I'm like, yo, man, what the fuck, bro? We already made it. Everybody thinks we got money. Put up the fucking fake ass Rolex. Put this fucking fake ass shit. Oh my God, I shouldn't even be saying this shit.
Trainer of the year. We're talking about different types of matchups, right? And we just want to go with strictly skills. Strictly skill set, no business, no money, just strictly the skill set, skill for skill. When it comes to your son versus Devin Haney, skill for skill. No, if y'all gonna fight next, none of that. Just skill for skill. How your son neutralizes Devin Haney.
Listen, all right, the same way we did with Lomachenko. All right, what I do, this is what I do. I watch video, and God gave me the gift to see things that no other people could see, and I could figure out all the things that you do wrong in there, and we capitalize off that. And that's what we did to Loma. We didn't let him step to that side. That was the most important thing in the whole training camp. It was 2 months of doing that shit. I had Gamash, my assistant coach, go in there and work that plan. Make believe he was Loma, because he was a fighter before. So, it worked perfectly. So, I made him go in there, going lefty and trying to go and try to capitalize those angles on my son, and he wasn't able to do it. And we was doing it with the sticks, So the sticks are way faster than the hands. Mm-hmm. So all that shit was neutralized because of the work we did, because of the importance that was for us. Because once we took that away from Loma, he became a regular fighter. You know what I'm saying? And he was confused, and he didn't know how to step in there. And every time he did, he would pay the price. And I told my son, because there was like 3 or 4 different ways we could do it, but the most effective way was to hit him once he jumped in, because like that we showing him, you do that shit, you're gonna pay for it. You know what I'm saying? And we capitalized off that, and that's why we made the fight look so easy. They try to make the fight look like it was a close fight because they were just showing highlights of Loma. You know that after the 8th round, 8, 9, 10th, 11th, they was just showing highlights of Loma hitting my son. But if you sit down and watch that video, that was only like, I gave him the most 10 seconds, and that's it. And then he will retreat, and my son will do his work for 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So how can you win a fight if you only did good for 10 seconds? And the other ones were even worse because they were only like about 5 seconds or 4 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And he only did it once in each round. That's why that lady had it 119, 109. Listen, I know my shit, bro. And I'm not talking because it's my son. But you got to see it, and you got to say it like the way you see it. If you sit down and watch that fight, you cannot win a round if you don't do shit for 2 minutes and 50 seconds. It's impossible. you know, and that's what that lady was watching, you know. But when it comes to what you're saying, there ain't nobody close to this kid, bro, in the 135 because they haven't accomplished shit. So how the fuck are we gonna say that they done something when they haven't done shit? And don't fucking come over here with a fucking Gamboa, motherfucker, because you know Gamboa was done. You know, that's the only shit they got in their resume, bro. Bro, if it was the other way around, if it was them having the record my son has, they would have never, ever said nothing to them. They would have been worshiping these kids. You know? Name me one fighter beside my son for the new generation that has done something. Name me one besides my son. Come on, I want to hear it, Punch.
Hey, I've said it enough. Y'all went from Nakatani, Richard Comey, Lomachenko, Javonte Tank Davis. Javonte Tank Davis went from Gamboa alone. Ryan Garcia only fought Luke Campbell.
Thank you.
And Dev for Gamboa, Santiago. So in terms of experience, in terms of opponents,
there goes Bill again. Oh my God, Bill, you don't want to stop, bro. Come on, Jesus.
So
we talked yesterday, Bill.
You stop those lies.
Strictly skills.
You stop those lies.
What lies? What am I lying about?
You said something.
Tell me what am I lying about?
Did you mention Rolex out your mouth? And who was you insinuating? Because
look,
listen,
I got a nice one right now. Look.
Let me see closer. Let's get a photo of that joint. Let's see. Let's get a closer look at it.
It's fake, brother. Every
Okay.
shit I got is fake.
Okay. Well,
I'm proud of it. Because everybody thinks it's real.
Yeah, well, you just
I know that shit is real.
Yeah, you just
I know
let
that
it be.
shit is real.
Yeah, you let it be known. Hey, listen.
I ain't ashamed of it.
Yeah, no, but I ain't. Listen, we got to tell the truth, and we got to let them know that ain't nothing fake and ain't nothing fraudulent about us. Champ,
I never said that.
Listen,
I never said that.
No.
I never said that. I said you guys haven't fought nobody. That's different.
No. You guys are the nobodies that we looking for. We looking to fight somebody, right? And you guys qualify. Senior, you qualify.
Sure.
Listen, you qualify.
Bill.
And guarantee though, senior though, this though is Devin.
Okay, I'm gonna let you talk. Go.
Okay, yeah. But Devin more than qualifies. And when you talk about Gamboa, when we talk about Gamboa, because I've been doing this statue. We got a statue in this motherfucker. You see the statue? You know, so he's been having me
Stop
working.
showing off. Stop showing off, bro. Come on.
But listen, senior,
you
know my son, he takes care of me, man. And it's by God's permission that he's a good kid. And I like to brag because he takes care of me, man. And I like to talk about it. I like to, definitely. I seen that Cadillac you pulled up in the other day. I got one on the way.
That's who you got there is probably worth more than my Cadillac.
Hey, listen, that's all right. But guess what? You deserve it. And he need to take care of you. And we need to. It's need to be a time that the trainers and the dads get taken care of and people get a chance to be happy about it. That shouldn't be no bad thing. We worked all our lives, bro.
That's what I was saying about those getting up at 6 a.m. when we used to go to nationals and fighting 5 fucking straight days.
Yeah.
People don't understand what we went through. And it was only me and him. And then now everybody want to be in the fucking business and try to get inside, when they don't know what we went through. Everybody's trying to take our piece of bread. And I understand you when you said later to Floyd Senior. You know what I'm saying? Because He wasn't
You don't
there.
get. You're not allowed to mention the Mayweather name.
Yo,
You don't mention the Mayweather name, and you don't say it.
Bill, can you do me a
You don't
favor?
mention. Huh?
I think you got something in the background or TV. Cause if it's something we could get flagged for it, that's why.
Oh,
Are you good?
no.
You good?
Now you don't mention the Mayweather name. You
All
don't
right,
get a
so why
chance
you got
to
rid of
mention the
Floyd
Mayweather
Senior?
name. I didn't get rid of nobody. You don't mention it. You don't get this heat up off of your ass. That listen.
All
that
right,
I
you're right.
come-
You're right. That's none of
Yeah.
my business. You're right.
No.
All right, let's go.
No. When we talk about Teofimo being the opposite of what Devin is, when we talk about the fathers being special but being the opposite of each other, but having similarities that we didn't made it to the top of a stacked division, and nobody is trying to see his son but Devin. I hope that nobody's trying to. I hope that I'm on here and I'm saying the right thing. That Tio is trying to see Devin.
Of course.
But the thing about it is when we talking about now, baby. You know what I mean? We sitting around this motherfucker waiting. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody else that we even look at that we want to showcase our shit on. But
We
Tio,
have. We're in COVID
or
times, bro. We're in COVID times. We're in COVID times, and you got to understand, negotiations are not the same like they used to. You know what I'm saying? That's why we took a shorter fucking money. I could have had fucking like 4 fucking mansions right now from the money they took from us in that Loma fight. If we would have fought on May 30th, when my son was 22, we would have beat that motherfucker the same way, and we would have had $2 more million. We lost $2 million, Bill. So the money don't mean shit. The reason why I said 10 million, you know why I said 10 million? Because that's what they're trying to offer us down there in Australia.
No, you're not gonna get no 10 million down there in Australia.
They
Listen,
already put on the table 5 million, and 5 million in Australia is like 7.5. So we're doing good.
I hear you.
And
I hear you. I don't listen.
And I heard that from a good source. And you told me yourself, go get the money and then come and get us. Isn't that true?
No. What
You didn't
I'm
say
saying
that?
to you is, no, what I said was this. It's how I'm gonna get mad at you if that's what you're going to go do. I can't get mad at you.
Bill. I don't blame you for going and get the money. Go get the money.
No, what
and
I'm
then come
saying
get us.
I can't listen.
You said that,
Listen,
Bill.
I can't listen. If that's the decision that you're making, I'm not gonna get mad at you. Okay? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
that's not the decision. Listen,
I'm not gonna get mad
give me
at you if you go for money.
Give me a second. Give me a second though. But what the people are saying is different. You see what I'm saying? What we want to do as fathers, what we want to do as trainers, what we want to do, that comes secondary to me at this level when they got the belts to what we want to do in terms of what the people want. The people say they want to fight, right? Now, that's why we made ourselves available for the fight. If the people didn't want to fight, then we would continue to do what we need to do, right?
That's the only reason. That's the only reason why I would look at the son.
Now listen, but if the fight is not available, right, and we're available, then obviously we got to do something else, senior. But we will not, out of disrespect to the belts, to the people, to you as a tremendous,
Go ahead. What happened?
Listen, hold on.
That's the boxing gods. That's the boxing gods.
Hey, listen. You as being a tremendous father and coach that has gotten your son to the level that he's gotten, we will not disrespect, and the brother pointed out to the boxing gods, will not disrespect the boxing gods or nobody in the sense of, and now go pick somebody before or try to avoid being available to make a fight like this happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just bullshit you. Now, other people can bullshit and they can talk. Wait a minute. Other people can bullshit and talk and be like, Devin ain't this, that. These people read through that shit. What I'm not going to do is get on here and bullshit, and not to Eddie Hearn, to Bob Arum, to you, not make Devin available, and then Devin is asking for the kind of money that he's asking for and demanding that he's demanding the position, the money, and everything. And when you're in that position, you can't do that. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
So yeah, Coach Ant, Tio, you know Coach Ant, Coach Anthony.
Ham?
You know Coach Anthony?
Anthony Ham?
No, Coach Anthony, right? Coach Anthony.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
I know him. I mean, I don't know him, but I've seen him before.
Okay.
What fighters do you have?
I work with Tevin Farmer.
Oh, with Tevin?
Yeah.
Who else?
That's it right now. Just Tevin. I work with, Eddie Chambers, Hank Lundy, Outlaw Eric Hunter back in the day, but right now I only got Tevin.
Yo, he got one of the most. Damn.
You worked with that kid that Verdell just knocked out?
Oh,
Before Nakatani?
who's that?
Because he used to work at Tevin Farmer's camp.
Who?
The guy that Verdell knocked out.
Nah.
My son was in the face at one time. That fight. That fight didn't come along because my son got cut.
Who did he just knock out? Moonshine?
Some undefeated dude. No, not right now. That was the fight before Nakatani.
Yeah, nah. I never worked with him. I don't know who it is, but I'm sure I didn't work with him.
Oh, okay. Because I know he worked with Tevin Farmer. So how's Tevin doing?
Tevin's good. Tevin, he's trying to get the rematch with Jojo Diaz, but if not, you know what I mean? He's got something else lined up, so he's just dealing with the legal stuff right now since they didn't.
They're not going to give you that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oscar's not going to give you that fight.
Yo, Coach Ant, you think you could time back in? Because it's mad feedback.
Okay.
Listen, I gotta go for 15 minutes. I come right back, all right?
All right.
I'll come right back. Bye.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is lit today. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. God damn it, I gotta take a shot. Hey yo, Pancho going to sing a tune. Pancho wants to sing a tune. Let me see. Yo.
How's it now?
Yeah, it's a little feedback. Yeah, see?
I wonder why.
When you had the laptop, how was it? It was better or was it?
Shit. You know, I don't even. Hold on.
Let me see. Yo. Yeah, still have that feedback.
I wonder why.
You're the best, Eric Lopez. You're the best, Eric Lopez. Hey, yo, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Yo, great discussions, man. Great, like I said, in the sport of boxing, these fathers are, man, father-son collaboration. Fatherhood is prominent in the sport of boxing. Shout out to all the fathers out there, man. Let me take a shot to all the fathers out there in the building. All the fathers out there, man, that take care of their kids, take care of the significant other, provide, protect, and all those good things. There you go. Hey, yo, good looking out, Tony. Speaking Mind Sports, D Jeff. Subscribe to Speaking Mind Sports Talk immediately. Subscribe to Speaking Mind Sports immediately. Ring Gamble IQ was good. Subscribe to all these great channels out here, man. Unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. Rapstar Boxing TV in the building. Rapstar, England, bruv, my bruv, what's good? What's good? Let Pancho sing a tune, man. Let Pancho sing a tune. Let have a little 10-second intermission. Pancho want to sing a tune. Shout out to Pancho, man, and give Pancho a tip too.
Anyway, Benny said it's on me. Benny said it's slow. Said it never means me. Had a many bone. What do you mean? Spin me right out low. Benny started show, man. Benny 90 feet.
Pancho, un aplauso a Pancho, un aplauso. Coño, Pancho, ese tipo sabe cantar muy bien, Panchito. Pancho, man. man. There's the boxing community, man. It's time we uplift the sport of boxing and lift all the fighters in the building. Coach Anthony, world-renowned trainer.
How's it now?
Yup.
Can you hear me?
Good. I hear you good.
All right, we're good now.
We elite now.
Yeah,
We the elite league.
Listen, I wasn't gonna get in between that.
Nah, say what you was saying, Coach. Say that draw, Coach.
No problems. I'm chilling. I just listen. I'm just talking about the jab, the cross, the hook. But you saw I was bobbing and weaving when they was. I see what you were trying to do. I don't listen.
No. I was gonna say you lucky because he's about to eat you up when I say, yo, but Coach Ant, he had a draw. He had what?
I'm gonna try to put me on the spot. I already know. I already see what's coming. I said he's trying to set me up. And his pops look like when he get mad, you be like, all right, chill. I don't want to say.
And you call yourself a coach? Are you fucking crazy? You call yourself a coach? I saw that 119, 108. What are you talking about?
I already know. So
You're great. That's my son. He gonna eat you alive, Coach.
I was so happy when Bill Haney came in. I'm like, nigga.
Yo, you lucky. You're lucky, dog. He would have been. Yo, he got one of the best. He got one of the best, man. YouTube in terms of boxing channel. Him? And he said was a draw. What kind of shit? What he teaches? Slap boxing? Get the fuck out of here.
Yo.
Coach Anthony was like this. He said, yo, don't, yo, he's like, yo, punch. Yo, Moonshine, don't mention that draw, man. Don't mention that draw. You feel me? I ain't never gonna come back to your channel. You mention that draw. Look out for me, man.
I see that shit coming. I seen it.
I saved you, man. Ew. He gonna be no wonder Tevin Farmer lost. Look at the way you think.
Right.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's a dope situation between them guys though. Father and son, coach. You know what I'm saying? That's dope.
That is, man. That is. I mean, you know what I do hate though. You know what I do hate? I feel like it's totally disrespectful. You know what I do hate is when people be like, yo, fire your father, let go of your father. Like, yo, like, you know what? This is they father and son. I think people sometimes miss that yo, you asking for a son to fire his own father. A dude that took him to, like, we hear it with Angel Garcia. Yo, he should fire Crazy Angel. We hear it with Kenny Porter. Yo, Sean should fire Kenny Porter. Yo, they took him from scratch. Build them to become millionaire fighters. Elite. Then they get into a position where people saying, yo, fire your father. Like, that's some shit I don't like, man. I don't like. What do you think about that, man? When you hear that from people, like,
I mean, if the father really was the person who built them to that, then yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, sometimes fathers get credit for coaching their kids because they're in the corner at the championship level, and then people get the impression that they built them from the ground up. I can't tell you how many fathers I've dealt with as a coach that brought to me kids. I built them up, took them to national championship level amateur fights, and then the fathers would take over. You know what I'm saying? It's happened already a few times in my short boxing coaching career.
Talk about it, man. Talk about it. This therapeutic right here, my brother. Talk about it.
So what happens is you get a guy like Danny Garcia, right? His father's in his corner. You look at his father and say he built him from the ground up. But did he build him from the ground up? I mean, you know, we don't really know. I know people in Philadelphia who may tell you Danny Garcia used to get trained by this guy, and this guy. I
heard Richardson helped out.
You know, a few people helped Danny Garcia out. Danny Garcia didn't just get there with his father. Now his father's his father. Now I think that what happens is the fathers sometimes are the double-edged sword, right? You need, because listen, I never had a father growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I don't really know what that feels like to have that father and son bond. But at the same time, I know that that's a really good bond because I've gotten close to other people's fathers. You know what I'm saying? I've gotten real close to, like, for instance, my girl's father. He's like a big time person in my life. And I can just see that when he says something to me, I take it like, okay, if he says it, then I'm going to do it like this, because I look up to him in a lot of ways. And I think that fathers help fighters in that way. And nobody's going to love you more than your father. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they're very much needed. It's when the father wants to live through the son too much, or the father wants to try to force his kid to be something he's not, that's when it becomes a problem. So it just depends. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a case-by-case situation.
Yeah, I do hear that a lot when they say that the father want to live through his son, and I'm saying the father is living through his son. It is.
But when you're doing it at the cost of your son's happiness,
okay,
that's when it could become a problem. And also when you are costing his development, because let's just say, for instance, your son needs to work on a few things.
Henry Garcia, example.
Yeah,
Ryan Garcia's father, and then he took him up to where he could take him, and then he said, "Yo, go to Eddie Reynoso." He hired Eddie Reynoso.
Well,
so a lot of fathers wouldn't do that.
Well, that's a father who really cares, and that's a father who understands. Listen, there's only so much I could do for you, so go see this guy. And that's what I respect about Bill Haney. Bill Haney's done the same thing. Go see this guy. Now, I don't know much about Teofimo Lopez Sr.'s father. I mean, Teofimo Lopez, his father. His father, obviously, I don't know what their situation was on the back end. It looks like...
Of course you know me. I'm trainer of the year.
I mean, it looks like, you know what I'm saying, as all the old videos you see floating around the internet, his father, you always hear him in the corner. So it looks like his father, he did that by himself, which if he did, which I'm sure it seems like he did a phenomenal fucking job. And I don't think that anybody else could have did that for Teo like that. You know, I think about this too, right? Because, for instance, me, I'm not working with fighters like that, especially now after this coronavirus thing happened. I kind of realized if I'm going to work with a fighter, it has to be worth my time. Time is very precious, and I'm not going to sit there and waste time with anybody anymore. And when I say waste time, I mean you train a kid for 5 years, then he decides he wants to be a doctor. You train a kid for 6 years, and then he decides he wants to go to Eddie Reynoso because he's Canelo's trainer. You know, you're the one who built them up. So for me to put that kind of time and effort in, it's not going to happen as easy as it once did when I first started coaching. Now, what's going to happen in the future of the sport as more coaches like me start to think like that? When we start saying stuff like, I'm not doing that. That's too many years. That's too many. I can't do that for this many years.
Much time dedicated.
More fathers are going to have to become coaches. More fathers are going to have to get involved, because if you want your kid to box, but you want to bring him to Coach Anthony, but I'm charging $250 an hour, you might be like, well, fuck Coach Anthony. I ain't doing that shit. I'll go watch his YouTube videos or something, because I ain't going to sit there and pay him all that money when you know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like that's what's happening to the sport of boxing. A lot of coaches are like, you better bring him to somebody else. I'm doing this. You see what I'm saying? And fathers are going to have to take initiative, and fathers are going to have to get involved.
Now, I asked you this once before, but, you know, it's a new stream, a new live, and probably people ain't hear this one. Probably you didn't go straight into depth with it. How cutthroat is being a trainer in the professional level? How cutthroat it is?
Oh, it's very cutthroat. It's like, at this point, listen, King Mo called me. He's an MMA fighter, Bellator fighter. He called me, said, yo, Ant, I want you to be one of my boxing coaches. Now, I knew Jeff Mayweather was his boxing coach. I'm old school. I come from the old school boxing etiquette. So I told him, I said, well, what's up with Jeff? He said, oh, Jeff is cool, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to bring you on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting rid of Jeff. I'm just going to bring you on. I said, well, you got to call Jeff, and you got to talk to Jeff and make sure that's cool. And because I knew Jeff.
Yeah.
And he did. And then Jeff called me personally and said, yo, Ant, you're the first person in all the years of boxing I ever had that said that you wouldn't do the job unless the fighter talked to me. Now, I know coaches wouldn't do that to me. Coaches would just be like, I'll take them. So I don't even look at it anymore as disrespect. I'm so used to it at this point that it's just like, it's part of the game. I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, take them. You know what I mean? So, you know, the sport is so like, this is such a common thing in coaching that, you know, I don't even get surprised anymore.
He said, True School Sports said Coach Anthony is friends with my homie Coach Kevin Gleason here in Florida and charges like $7,000 an hour. Coach Greg really getting paper. Salute. True School Sports. Everybody subscribe to True School Sports, one of the most prestige channels in the YTBC. Shout out to my homie, man. Keep on doing your thing, bro.
Yeah, girl.
Love the channel.
Yeah, for sure. Coach Kevin Gleason, man, that's my guy.
Speaks Your Mind Sports, Punch Drunk, keep up good work. Thank you, mi hermano. Subscribe to Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. D Jeff in the building. Good looking out, man. Yeah. I understand what you're trying to say. Like, man, you put all that time and effort, probably almost getting a divorce, your girl leaving you and stuff like that.
I'm not doing it no more. That's why I'm so much attacked to the internet now. And what I do now is, you know what I'm saying, I teach on the internet, and people could take my information and do what they want with it. And I'm still going to work with fighters, but I'm going to be very, very selective with the fighters that I work with now. And I understand why when you get to a certain point of coaching, why a lot of these guys, they get guys that are already built, because it's like, in order to build the guy, take him from the ground up, we're talking 5 to 10 years. We're not talking about 1 year, 2 years, 90 days. We're talking about 10 years. Who are you going to give 10 years to, you know what I'm saying, of your life, of hard work, dedication, other than your kids? That's why it's so much easier, in my opinion, to train your kids than it is to train somebody else's kids, because you don't live with them. You can't stay in their head. You can't make sure they're doing, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot easier with your own kid, because you at least live with your kids most of the time, you know, in a perfect situation.
Yep.
But the problem is fathers aren't educated in the sport a lot of the times, you know what I mean? So therefore they have to bring them to somebody else.
True. Yo, Adrian Broner getting back in the ring. What you think about that?
I mean, he looks like he's getting in shape. He's working with my boy GT, Gerald Tucker, who was a fantastic amateur at one point in his life. And he had a few pro fights. He did well. I know Gerald. I've hung out with him a few times, held mitts for him and stuff. And listen, man, more power to Broner, man. Broner had some legal issues. He had some money issues. So I'm glad that he's going out there and making some money so he can take care of his family and handle his legal issues. And I don't know how serious he is about being the best fighter in the world. I mean, we've seen this story many times with him. It's kind of like the boy who cried wolf. So I don't know if he's serious, if he's just doing this for money. But, you know, at the end of the day, he's getting his body in shape. So that's a good sign.
That's what's up. Do you care about? Do you not care? I'm sorry. Are you into the nutrition part when you're coaching, or you just do or you just handle technique? You know,
I understand the nutrition.
Sharpening the tools.
No, I do it all. I definitely understand nutrition. It's all about calorie counting. And at the end of the day, if you understand how to calorie count, most fighters don't like calorie count, and most fighters just like to cut out foods and stuff like that. But it's about keeping your body in a caloric deficit when you're trying to bring your weight down. And then the last few weeks, you start focusing on the cut, which is stripping the water out of your body. But the nutritional aspect is pretty much like the same thing as any other form of bodybuilding or anything. You're eating protein, carbohydrates, and fats. You're keeping everything as balanced as you can. So like maybe 40% protein, 30% carbohydrate, 30% fat. You have to know how much you weigh. You have to know how many calories your body needs to stay at maintenance. And then you got to bring it into a deficit. And then you got to gradually bring the deficit down. And the closer you get to the fight, obviously, the less you're eating. And then, of course, when you're cutting, then you're going to start stripping the water out of your body. You step on the scale, and then you rehydrate. So I definitely understand the nutritional side of training a fighter. And it's just really a lot of common sense, man. You know, you're eating clean foods. You know, you're staying away from processed foods. You're staying away from certain things because not only are those foods going to be high in calories, which is going to make it difficult for you to lose weight, also your performance isn't going to be the same when you're not eating the right foods. When you're eating vegetables and protein and fruits and drinking water, your body's going to feel a lot better than if you're eating a lot of packaged snacks and cakes and stuff like that. You feel sluggish.
Do you tell your fighters not to eat one of the most important food that is very hard to resist? You know what food is that, right?
No, I'm scared to say it. I'm scared to say it. If it's what I think it is, I'm scared to say it.
But that's a myth. That's a myth in the sport of boxing. Do you keep your fighter away from the the best food there is?
Let's start with a P.
If you want to be dirty. If you want to be dirty, Coach Anthony. Starts with a P, starts with a V. So do you keep your fighters away from the as a coach?
I've spoke about this before. They say that sex for a fighter during the camp is not good for the legs and stuff like that. And they actually did a study that proved that was kind of like a myth. But for me, I personally believe that you should, and the reason I say that is because you should not.
Come on, Coach Anthony, come on, Papa. I have to, my friend.
I personally feel that you shouldn't, only because I'm a believer, and that you want to make your fighters uncomfortable. You want to make your fighters a little bit stressed out. You want them to have a little bit of an edge. And when you're not getting that, you're a little bit edgy. When you're not eating the foods that you want to eat, you're a little bit edgy. When you're living a disciplined life and it's a lot of fighting involved, that is what a fight is. That's what a fighting is. You know what I'm saying? Fighting is doing basically what you don't want to do, even though you don't want to do it. And that's what I believe. So I believe that as a fighter, if you're gonna live the fighter lifestyle, you do have to sacrifice for some short periods of time. 6-8 weeks. You got to be willing to deal with that, because not that it's 100% mandatory. Guys crack all the time, but hey, man, how bad do you want it, man? You know what I'm saying? Just like guys leaving their families. I believe that fighters should leave for camp. Some fighters don't want to leave for camp. I think leaving your family behind, it reminds you why you're doing this. When you wake up and you can't see your girl, you can't see your children, you're out here, the only thing on your mind is training. You don't have the focus and the stress of her stresses, her insecurities, her issues with you not being present around. And the only thing you can do is tunnel vision, focus on a fight. I think it gives a fighter a huge, huge advantage.
Damn. And it goes both ways. You'll tell that to the ladies too. Women boxing, you'll tell that.
Yeah, same thing for them. It's like this, man. It's like if I told you, listen, man, you can't eat no cakes, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's going to be difficult in the beginning, but then you start to, you start to change. Your body starts to change, your mentality starts to change. What becomes important, and then you start to just handle and tackle it. And think about people who get locked up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gets locked up. They're locked up for some time. They get meaner over time, being in jail. You know what I'm saying? They become a little bit different. They're not the same person they was when they first went in. So, it's the same thing with a dog, a pit bull. You want to make a pit bull a fighter dog. You lock them away. You keep them away from people. You don't feed them as often. You do certain things to kind of make him a little bit more meaner. And that a little bit of meanness in a fighter is not a bad thing.
How about if they do get some bad punani? That probably get them more meaner and stuff like that. Think that your shit is whack, bitch. Yeah. Excuse my life. Damn it, it's a Christian show. Damn it.
It's kind of like they say. It's kind of hard to wake up out of bed when you're sleeping on silk sheets. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to wake up to train when you got a nice piece of ass next to you, and at the end of the day you're eating whatever the hell you want to eat, and you're eating your ice cream after your dinner or before your dinner, you're eating your dessert, and it's just like, what are you fighting for? You got everything you want. You know what I'm saying? You fighting, you got to take something away from a guy to be like, yo, man, I'm fighting to get that back. And
that's what makes Mayweather special, man. That's what
I think that, you know what I'm saying, you take away what a guy, his pleasures, make things a little unpleasurable for him, he becomes a little bit meaner, which in turn helps him in the fight. My personal opinion, this could be a debate. Somebody else may say, that's bullshit. I want a world title having sex the same week of the fight. Hey, man, tomatoes, tomatoes. But if I have a guy and he's going to ask my personal advice, I'm going to say, yo, don't do it, because I want him to be a little bit like, yo, this is some bullshit. Yeah, it's some bullshit, so take it out on your opponent, motherfucker. You see what I'm saying?
You probably, hey, how about if the dude can't get chicks? It's not like all these boxers.
Think about it, though. Think about it, though.
They'll get tight.
Dudes who can't get no chicks. The dudes who can't get no chicks, the ugly dudes, them be the criminals. Them be the mean niggas on the.
If they can't get no punani, they go like after the fight. God damn!
You're from New York City, right?
Yeah.
All right. Think about all the dudes who stick up kids, and them dudes be ugly 90% of the times, man. They don't get no chicks. Them dudes be like school face, like, you know what I'm saying? They don't be like fly all the time. Like a lot of them guys, you know what I'm saying? They're like, man, I'm getting chicks, I'm getting money, I'm happy. And then you got the other guys like, yo, man, I'm gonna kill this dude, man. Them be because they're not happy, they're not getting what they want, so they got to take out their frustration one way or the other.
Yeah. I feel you. I'm sorry, I don't have that type of problem. You don't have that type of problem, right? They gonna be like, Coach, what you trying to say?
Right.
I guess no pussy. I guess some ugly ass pussy from Hunch Point though. I pay for mine. Yo, somebody tuning in right now. What the fuck are they talking about? I thought this was a fucking boxing show. They talk about slip, punches, hit, where.
Right.
Yo, the boxing is good right now, man. A lot of great matchups in the sport of boxing. Lightweight division is popping. Potential undisputed. I got Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor. What you know about them?
I know Josh Taylor. I don't know much about
Jose Ramirez.
I don't.
I even got Josh Taylor being Jose Ramirez. Just by that's my 55-45 fight.
Okay.
I got Josh Taylor winning that.
Yeah, I've been doing a better job of keeping up with some of these guys as of recent. But remember, like we talked a few months ago, and I'm like, yo, bro, like I could be knowing a lot of these guys, man. Like I haven't been really paying attention to every single fighter like I used to, because I've been in the mix, and now I understand when like guys used to ask guys like Floyd Sr. about a fighter, and he'd be like, who the fuck is that? And I used to be like, man, you Floyd Mayweather's dad.
I used to hate that.
But now I understand, because when you're in the mix and you're working with guys and you're working with fighters, you kind of like block everybody else out. And the only thing that's important is, who am I working with? What am I doing? And you stop paying attention. But, now I've been doing a better job since I've been, doing more stuff on the internet and stuff like that. Like, okay, I need to know who these guys are. So I've been doing my little homework and looking up some of these guys. But there's still a lot of guys I don't know.
Yeah, I used to get mad when I used to hear that, especially boxers like, yo, do you study film? Nah, I don't study film. I used to, is that a lie, or when they say they're not studying film, do they rely on the trainer to do it?
Nah, you'd be surprised. A lot of these guys really don't study film. I mean, I be battling with my guys to watch fights.
And what you think about that? Fighters that you think that
it's very weird. It's very weird, and I don't know if it's because what I'm saying. I don't know, man. Like, even some of my younger kids, man, I got kids who I trained who won national tournaments that never watched boxing. The only thing they would watch is like the really, really big fights. I bring up a name of like a classical fighter, they wouldn't know who the fuck I'm talking about. So it's individual though. You do have some fighters who really love it, and then you have a lot of fighters who they just do it and they could care less about what everybody else is doing. So it's a case by case. But yeah, you'd be surprised, man. I be forcing these fights on some of my guys. Like, yo, watch this guy. And, me working with kids in their 20s, in mid-20s and early 30s and 17, 18, 19 years old, I still feel very young. I'm sure you do. We're about the same age. We feel young, but we still got 20 years of experience on a lot of these guys. And, like, when I bring up guys like Pernell Whitaker, guys like Oscar De La Hoya, fights that they had, fights that Trinidad had, these guys are like, never heard of it. And I'm like, damn, like, and then I forget. I'm like, okay, well, I'm in my mid-30s. No wonder, you know what I'm saying? They don't remember this because they weren't, like, when I was watching this, they were just being born. You feel me? So, like, when Trinidad fought David Reed, that don't feel like a long time ago to me. When Trinidad fought Fernando Vargas, when Trinidad fought Oscar De La Hoya, when Bernard Hopkins fought Trinidad, you know, that don't feel like that long ago to me. I'm like, man, that was, you know, this is true. But, yo, these guys ain't never even thought of these fights or even know who David Reed is or even know who these guys are. I'm like, damn, you don't know who David Reed is? Like, damn.
And maybe that's why sometimes I'm out of touch when I'm actually talking boxing. Sometimes to maybe a younger guy that's in their teens, right? Because I think I come from an era where I never heard the word exposed. Like I started watching boxing with my dad, and Tito Trinidad would go down. He'd be like, mira, papá le va a dar su galleta. Hey, Tito, you smack his son and then he would just go out there and knock you out. Like, I never heard that a guy would go down. Oh, that's it. He's done. He's finished. He got exposed. Or a guy losing is something. Like, I don't come from... Now, this era is, if you get touched, it's the Mayweather, is the O. Everything is the O. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the era that I you know... We come from Holyfield lost before, but
yeah. We come from an era where you can lose and it's forgiven. Now it's a little unforgivable if you lose, and you know, that's a little unfortunate because this is still a sport. And like I said, just because you beat me today, don't mean I can't beat you tomorrow. You know what I mean? But the way the business is and the way the thing works, you know, listen, it happens in the gym all the time. I can't tell you how many times I bring kids to the gym and they get their ass kicked and we start working for a couple of days and then they spar again and they beat the kid's ass who beat their ass literally 2 days. I got a kid that I trained. He was real young and he got outboxed by one of my other kids. And basically, I remember the next day he came to me and was like, yo, is he going to be in the gym today? And I was like, I know what you want. You want that get back. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And when he finally got that get back, he got that get back because he kept thinking about it. And so it happens in the gym all the time. You know, I used to spar. I used to beat a motherfucker ass. I'd be calling people up like, yo, I beat so-and-so ass today, man. You should have seen it. Then I spar that motherfucker a week later and he fucked me up. And I'd be like, damn.
The fuck you learn in a damn week?
Because in boxing, you have good days, you have bad days. Some days you wake up with energy. Sometimes your shoulder hurts. Sometimes you just feel fatigued. You don't know why. You just be like, I feel tired today, man. I can't get my shots off. Sometimes you just can't pull the trigger. And sometimes that happens to be on fight night. And unfortunately, if you lose on fight night, it goes on your record. You know what I'm saying?
The same era. And back then, I never heard people talking about their sparring sessions and somebody outdo somebody. Yo, I learned. Yo, when I hear sparring, when I've been in gyms and people talking about sparring, they talked about sparring as in a way of, you know, getting better. Yo, let's work out. Let's work the outside. Let's work the inside. They used to have, like, you know, a fighter will have their 4 sparring partners in the same session just to work on certain things. Now they pull, yo, I beat you in sparring and that's your highlight of your career. Or I never saw sparring like that.
The guys who do that, the guys who showcase sparring and use that as a victory, typically them guys don't go far. You know what I'm saying? That's their victory. They're happy with that. You know what I mean? Listen, man, a lot of good fighters don't do well in sparring because they're working on shit. You know what I mean? Like Floyd Mayweather is a good example of that. You seen like he would talk about it, like a lot of young guys would touch him up in the gym, but then on fight night when the lights is on, it's like, yo, what happened? You know what I'm saying? He's the fucking baddest man in the land when it's a fight night. You know, if I'm working on something and you're getting your shit off, but my corner's telling me, listen, don't worry about that. Keep working. I might get touched a little bit that day, but I haven't mastered it yet. You feel me? But I'm working on something while you're fighting me to get the. I'm working on my craft. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I always saw sparring like that. Now I hear like, yo, I beat this guy up in sparring. Really? Like we heard Mike Tyson got knocked down in sparring before. Guys get knocked
down in sparring all the time. A lot of your favorite fighters, man. You know what I'm saying? Guys that you be like, he got knocked out, and then when you find out who he got knocked out by, you be like, he knocked him out. Oh shit! Mm-hmm. You feel me? But it's practice, and sometimes
Yo,
Wow,
Tio, you're frozen. Jump out and jump back in.
I'm gonna do it. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to put this shit on my.
I got somebody out here that said it was a draw.
Yo, I gotta go, man. So, yo, man.
Don't you go now, buddy.
Thanks for having me, man.
Technical difficulties and that. I won't say it. I'm not gonna put you out there. I'm gonna be like that dude in Friday. Like, nah, I ain't gonna say shit. Yo, dude, you know this dude said it was a draw. He said what? Yo, man, but it's always great, man, listening to, cause of course, like I said earlier, I mean, the YTBC community, the boxing and a bunch of channels and a lot of people doing a great job out there, man. Shout out to all the boxing content creators out there, man. Whether we agree or disagree with each other's content, man. Shout out to everybody that's doing their thing. I think we get in the habit of just talking like we're financial advisors, we're managers. We really don't talk about breaking things down technically wise, I like to talk about that. That's fun. That's the if you know more boxing than the other person, or what you see, what I don't see, that's the good thing about it. Teofimo Lopez, trainer of the year. You good or still technical difficulties?
Where did Bill go?
Bill. I think Bill come when you here. He gonna come. He smells.
Bro, I don't blame him. I don't blame him because I did the same thing with Loma.
True. He's doing the Shannon Briggs on you, man. When Shannon Briggs was going after Klitschko, he's going, you're going to be eating in a restaurant. Bill Haney going to be coming and eating your food.
I thought you set me up, bro, when I saw fucking Bill there.
No. He was hit. No. We started with Bill. It was me, Bill, and Coach Anthony.
I didn't know because I didn't even know. I just went on.
Come on, man. Come on. I don't set nobody up, man. Anyway, the Teofimo Lopez is always prepared, man. You got the gift of gab, man. You the master promoter.
Don't matter, bro. Because we gonna beat everybody. Everybody thinks that I'm cocky, that I'm this, and I'm that. I just see things that no other people see.
I feel you. Let me ask you a question. Better this. What do you see good? What do you see good that Devin Haney got? In terms
You're breaking
of
up. I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
You hear me now?
Huh?
You hear me?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah. I hear you good. You hear me good?
You guys are freezing on me.
Oh, like you froze Loma in the first half of the fight?
Let me get out and come back in, all right?
All right, gotcha.
How the two best trainers in the sport got no good internet, man. I don't understand what's going on right now.
It's the boxing guys, because they know moonshine is right here, man. They better say the right thing, or you feel me? Coach Anthony like, yeah. Woo! Yo, the boxing guy is working on your Coach Anthony sitting back. Yo, everything. Yo, Coach. yo, Coach Anthony, look, this is you. And then, when Teofimo Lopez show, you be like this.
The guys watching, they like, now we got Coach, don't trip.
Yo, matter before we forget though, tell the people where to get that sweater, man. That's a hot sweater, bro.
I appreciate it. Actually, I might have a couple, man. www.coachanthonyboxing.com. You can check out all the stuff I got, but I really highly recommend the courses, man. That's what I highly recommend. I got courses on different topics, and I got a lot more courses that I will be working on right now. This year, I'm working on dropping like some really fire. So just keep up with me there and check out the YouTube channel, Coach Anthony Boxing.
Man, talk about more about the courses, man. Well, the
courses are good because what I've done is I broke them up into individual situations. So people will ask me about the Philly shell. So I make a course based on just that. People ask me about counter punching. I got a course based on that. And the way I like to teach is I like to focus on one topic. I don't like to just bounce around here, and there, because it takes so long to learn just this. Look, this right here. Look, let me show you. Pop. You see that? I can't tell you how many times I try to teach somebody how to throw a jab and they're still bringing the elbow out too wide. They're still, their stance ain't right and stuff like that. So working on the basics takes so much repetition. So what I've done is I created courses, and basically what you could do is watch it and learn, get ideas, practice at home. And especially now with the COVID situation where people aren't getting out to the gym, this gives you an opportunity to literally watch it right in your house. When you ain't doing nothing, maybe you're on your phone going through YouTube. You're like, you know what? Let me watch Coach Anthony's course on the Philly Show. Boom, watch it. Let it soak in your brain. Wake up the next day, create a drill out of it. Say, I'm going to take 2 pieces of this and work it tomorrow in the gym. And that's basically what I've done, man. And I'm so excited that, so many people are getting in and they're learning from me. And, it's a great way to learn from me without having to be with me physically. You know what I'm saying?
And it works. Hey, it's perfect now with the COVID and stuff like that. So the COVID actually probably helped you out.
Well, yeah, and in a sense of more people have to train remotely, it's helped me. But what I like about it, like I said, man, we live in such a time now where people we seek information. And back in the day, we couldn't get a hold of people that we wanted to learn from. Back in the day, if I wanted to learn from somebody in particular, I'd have to know that person personally. I'd have to know somebody who knows somebody. Now, you know what I'm saying? I could literally just go on my phone, go on the internet and pull up that person's name and hopefully learn from them. And that's what I want to do. I want to be an educator of the sport. And I don't want to just be an educator for fighters. I want to be an educator for anybody who wants to learn.
I feel you, man. But keep it real. When you be watching the news and they be like, we're about to head to another shutdown, you be like, God damn. Yes. Stay your ass home, man, and watch my damn videos. I know you're like, yes. Shut it down. People gonna be glued up.
Nah, but you'd be surprised though. People were purchasing my courses way before COVID. So I've always done well with that. You know what I'm saying? It's just about now it's just, I guess, people have to train at home, a lot of the time. There's still gyms open though. There's gyms open. I mean, I look on the internet, I see people in the gym training every day. So what I am is just an extra person giving you some extra information. Maybe you have a coach, but you still want to hear my point of view. So you purchase the course, you watch it, because you're not going to be with your coach every minute of the day, every minute of your, it's just information. You know what I'm saying? So you just learn.
Yo, everybody go get them sessions, go get the deal out there, man. You're doing a great thing. I want to ask you about this. I get into this conversation time and time again. And of course, just like we hear, there you go. T.O.
I'm back, baby. I'm back.
You're back. I want to ask you this, Coach. People talk about Wilder and they talk about his lack of skill set. Yet, when I see him put people out, he put people out with the basics, the 1-2, the number one combination you learn when you walk in the gym. Is it that he doesn't have any skills, or he beats people with the basics?
Yeah, you know how you take that shit away from a fighter like that? You just fucking go right in front of his face, and that's what Wilder did. And when I heard Wilder said that, I believed him, bro, and that's why I was with him. And I said 7-round knockout.
You mean Fury?
I mean Fury, yeah. I said 7-round knockout. And I said it before the fight. I was with Mauricio Suleiman. That's what I told Mauricio. You better give my son my WBC belt, because we ain't gonna fight unless we get the fucking belt, because we're gonna beat the guy that we have to beat. So when we went into that fight, I was with Mauricio, and I even told the whole world that Tyson Fury was gonna knock out Wilder in the 7th round.
Yo, you said, bro. Yo, Coach Anthony, he predicted the knockout in 7th round.
I did. Nostradamus, baby.
He just doesn't predict his own son victory. He predicts the victory with other people. Yo, Teofimo Lopez, I just bought the mega.
I predicted the Ryan Garcia fight too.
Oh, you did.
I heard that Luke Campbell was a loser. He was gonna go into that fight with a losing mind, even though I talked to Luke Campbell because he called me the same day of the fight, and I try to help him, bro. I told him, yo, stand tall, fight tall, get off the ropes, just stay on top of this kid, don't let him intimidate you. Just gotta fucking, you gotta force the fight, and he didn't do it. He did stand tall for a while, but he could have beaten this kid, bro. But when you see a fighter that drops a fucking other fighter and doesn't fucking go and try to fucking take the guy out,
he doesn't have the killer. He doesn't have the the killer instinct.
Yeah, he got no heart, bro. That's what it is. Got no heart, and I knew it.
That's harsh.
I fucking knew it. I knew it. And I was surprised when he dropped him because Luke is not a good, a great puncher, and he dropped him with one punch. So that's just to tell you, what level Ryan Garcia is really in, and they're praising this kid because he got dropped. Bro, if my son would have got dropped by Luke Campbell, oh my God, I would have never fucking stopped hearing it. It would have been a nightmare. They would have probably been fucking putting on videos on that shit. Oh, every time I would have come out on TV or something, boom, they would have showed the fucking knockout.
I mean, everybody was saying that Nakatani exposed your son. So imagine if your son would have got dropped.
Bro, I told everybody, bro. Like I always say it. I told everybody Nakatani was nothing to play with, but nobody believed me. He was this fucking Japanese dude that nobody knew. He gave my son a tough fight because my son wasn't there mentally, even though the judges had him winning every fucking round. Two judges had him winning 10-2, right? And then one judge had him winning 10-1, 11-1. So, and he's always winning unanimous, always, because the judges know what they're looking at. That's one thing I taught my son from the amateurs because they used to always rob him. And one thing that you need to understand, you always got to compose yourself. You always got to be in the middle. You always got to take the fight to win. That's what the judges are looking for. They're looking for the fighter that wants to fight. They're looking for the fighter that stays in the center. It doesn't mean you're going to win only because you go forward,
Mm-hmm.
Like the great Floyd Mayweather. He used to beat guys that used to come forward all the time.
Yeah.
Because he knew how to box. So, we take all that shit into perspective and we put it and we analyze it. And that's what I do with my son. Every time we go into a fight, I got to get the best shit that the fighter does and take it away from him. And that's how you beat a fucking fitter.
Now,
go in there with a plan.
Now, Tio, I would like to listen. I want you to listen to another coach perspective and how he sees the good thing about what he feels about your son technically wise, coach to coach.
We talking about Coach Anthony because he's really quiet back there, bro.
Yeah, he's quiet.
Listen, I've been talking for 2 hours. I'm letting
you. Bro. Let's hear what you got to say.
So, Coach Anthony, from coach to coach, what do you see? What do you see in Teofimo Lopez? And he explained this earlier, but now that Teofimo's here, what do you see? What do you see in Teofimo Lopez technically wise, the goods, and what you think he could get better in as a coach?
Like I told you before, there's not too much that I see that he needs to get better in. I mean, he's been touched a little bit. He was getting touched a little bit with Lomachenko in the later rounds. He is fighting Lomachenko, a very experienced fighter. But for the most part, Teofimo Lopez has good upper body movement. He got a good jab. He got good reflexes, good speed. So I would just say keep mixing it up. Try not to be predictable. Do different things. Don't fall in love with his power because he seems like he's a really good puncher. But don't fall in love with that to the point where now you start looking for only big punches and you take away from some of the skill attributes that he has. But other than that, his father's doing a fantastic job with him. And I think that, he just won the title of the world. He's the champion of the world. There's not much else that I can say other than keep doing what you're doing, but just stay hungry and keep honing your craft. And he's going to see more of the flaws than I am because he's in the gym with him day in and day out. So when he's shadow boxing, when he's hitting the bag, whenever he's doing stuff, him as a father and a coach is going to say, yo, Tio, man, do this, or you know, you're not stepping, or you're not turning it over, you're not, you know, he's gonna see those things in the gym, and at the end of the day, you fight like you train, and that's where the fight happens, in the gym. The fight is just when the fight is. You feel what I'm saying? But everything happens in the gym, so he's gonna have to be the person who sees those things more than me. I'm just seeing a product of a good training camp.
Yeah. Everything you said was true. The only thing I gotta tell you is that he does that shit on purpose, bro. Like when he let off, like when he let Loma do that to him when he was backing up, that's him. He's just like taking off, you know, and that's something that I gotta fix, because he does that in sparring. He does that all the time. And I told my son, I was like, you know, you're just making all these people think that you know that this guy was hitting you, but you're really taking off. You know, like he does that shit. Like when he sees that the fight is easy and he knows he's winning, he will take off like that. I don't like that. I don't like that.
I was about to say that as a coach, I bet you that's frustrating. And those are the things
because
I would work on. You know?
He didn't listen to me. He didn't listen to me from the 8th round on, and he told everybody he didn't listen to me. I told him, you carrying this dude, he's gonna hurt you. He's gonna headbutt you. He already cut, you know, because he had already hit him on the left side, and I peeped that. You know, that what he was doing was he was running inside with his head first, and then to get inside to do the combination he does. So I told my son in the 8th round, I said, after the 8th round, I told him, yo, you slacking, bro. You slacking. You could take this dude out. Just take it all out, bro. Give it all, you know, because he didn't want to let go of everything he had, you know, because he thought he was in the 10th round when he was in the 12th. He thought he was in the 10th round. So that was part of our fault in the corner, because we should fucking always tell our fighters, you're in the 11th, you're in the 10th, you're in the 12th. I don't know why he thought he was in the 10th. I thought that I was telling him exactly what round he was in, because in the 8th round, I told him, listen, this guy is bumping you. This guy's coming in dirty. He's going to hurt you. He's going to cut you. I even told him he was going to get cut before he got cut. And it happened. So this is a good experience for us, because I wanted this to happen, because you don't want to fight to be perfect.
No, but Teo,
you know what I'm saying?
But Teo,
trainer never wants a fight to be perfect, because we always got to work on certain things, you know. And I got a lot of work to do with him.
Lopez, right? Like
there's a lot of work I still got to do, Punch, but I already know what I got to do to help him, and what I train is forever. Like you could never stop learning from what I train, you know, because I work on movement. I work on your, you see, what I use is your aggression to my benefit. That's what I teach my son, you know, to use that aggression, you know, to benefit him in the fight. So we like fighters to come and try to kill us, because it works for our advantage in the way that I'm trying to teach him. But those things are like things that I cannot say, you know, because those are secrets between me and my son, you know, and we're going to capitalize in the world of boxing. You're going to see the shit that this kid is going to do. Right. Remember that time that he was fighting Magdaleno and he hit Magdaleno with a back punch? He turned around and he blinked at at the cameras. That shit is what makes him, you know. He could do shit like that because he's in the fight. See, a lot of these fighters just go there and throw combinations that they teach them, you know, but they don't know how they're gonna come out. My son is trying to be a perfectionist, and by the time his career is over, you're gonna see shit that you never seen in boxing, you know, because he's a perfectionist. He wants to keep on learning, and I teach him that, you know, everything. And you know, I'm gonna give you a little hint, but everything is off the offensive part. You know, you gotta dictate from the offensive part where they coming at you is the best thing, because you take that energy and you use it for your benefit. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? But that's something that trainers don't know, you know, and once they learn that shit, bro, it's like you go to another dimension. It's like you can never stop teaching because it's forever. You know, I'm talking about reaction time. I'm talking about, you know, adapting to the fighter, reaction time, speed, all that shit comes into effect. But you got to know what you're teaching so that student could fucking learn what they're doing. And that's what makes him special. That's why he could stay in the pocket and fuck you up and not get hit. You know what I'm saying? You know, the only time you see my son get hit is when he's backing up. That's the only time. So he's coming off the punch. It's not like he's receiving a hard punch. That's why he doesn't have no 8 counts in boxing. You know, that's why he's doing the great things that he's doing, because he's using that aggression against you. You know, and mostly all these fighters fight like that. You know,
what you feel about that?
What about that Mexican kid?
Who?
I don't know, this fucking Mexican kid over there that knocked out Magdaleno in the first round. Who is that kid?
The first round. I don't remember. There's
some kid that they say that could knock my son out. He's Mexican. He just knocked out Magdaleno in the first round. It's all right.
I'm not. I don't know.
Everybody deserves credit. Everybody deserves credit.
Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz.
I want to ask Lopez a question.
Go ahead, ask him.
Go ahead.
All right, so you were saying how like your son takes off. See, now me personally, I watched this fight with my buddy Eddie Chambers. We scored the fight a draw with Lopez, with your son and Lomachenko.
No.
I'm biased.
Don't say that. Come on. How you gonna give a guy a round for doing difficult practice?
Hold on, Tia. Let him explain. Let him explain.
Listen, I said this before. Punch. I said this to you before, right? I said the rounds that I gave Lomachenko were the rounds that Teofimo didn't do anything in those rounds. So I gave him, I believe, rounds 2, 4, 8, 9, 10, and 11. I gave Lopez every other round, and I gave him the 12th round because those are the rounds that he was letting his hands go. When you score a fight, you have to score a fight based off what's happening that round, not based off, what's perceived. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I saw. And
you had to fight him. You had to fight him.
To take off rounds, but what if he takes off rounds against somebody who stays busy the whole fight?
Yo, he didn't do shit for fucking 8 rounds. So right there, we already won.
Well, that's a personal opinion, because some people felt that rounds 2 and 4, 8, 9, 10, and 11, that's 6 rounds. That's 6 rounds.
Listen to me. Even if you give him the 8th round, which is bullshit, because my son came strong in the last minute of the rounds. He came out strong and he won that round. So even if you give him the 8th round, or the 9th, or the 10th, and the 11th, that's only 4 rounds. So how the hell do you have it a tie?
Well, the first half of the fight, 2 of those rounds could be off the rounds. So they fly around for those 6 rounds.
You know what?
Two and round 4 were very good rounds. You can
listen. I had to fight a blowout from the first to the 8th round. I had a blowout. Then the 9th, 10th, and 11th, you had all the fucking ESPN putting on only the highlights of Lomachenko. You know that. Okay? Now, if you sit down and you watch Loma fight, he only did good for about 10 seconds. That's the most I give him. And then he retreated for 2 minutes and 50 seconds, which my son was pounding him, walking him down, which they didn't show. They didn't show that. So, I mean, bro, I had that shit 119, 109 because of what Lomachenko lacked of doing. He didn't do enough to win a round. That's the way I saw it.
I had it 117, 111.
Even that, even if you had him winning 2 rounds or 3 rounds, it doesn't matter. We still fucking blew it out. It was unanimous, bro. I mean, nobody could change that. Even if they wanted to change the scorecard, nobody could do that. It's already stamped. It's already done. We won unanimous. We've been winning unanimous. If not, we're knocking people out. So we beat a guy that was supposed to beat us, and we beat him unanimous. Give us the fucking credit and just shut the fuck up. Yeah, I'm not talking to you, to the people. Shut the fuck up and take it, bro, and stop hating on us. That's all I gotta say. It was unanimous. 3 judges had it unanimous, and the judges. Bob Aaron wasn't with us. They wanted Lomachenko to win. All right, so there was no fucking cheating in those scorecards. The judges saw what they saw, and they scored it the way they saw it. And they wasn't that way off. Besides the lady that had it 119, 109 like I did, because I know boxing and I sit down and I watch everything.
Right.
And Lomachenko did not win those rounds that you think he won, only for doing good for 10 seconds or 5 seconds. Or
I got my scorecard right here in front of me. I had round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Is that Bill again? Oh my God. Billy, what's up?
Listen, 1, 2, 3. Wham, 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 wham. Stop all that motherfucking crying about you. Give you your credit. Give you your credit. Don't nobody want to hear that shit on here tonight. What they want to hear is, listen, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth.
That was funny when you said that. I'm going to tell you the truth.
You got the motherfucking Lomachenko. You guys handled y'all business. Let's move on. You dig what I'm saying? Y'all won it. You move on, right? You move on. But the fight that they want to see, what me and Punch, what everybody is waiting to see is
I love you, Bill. You fucking good.
Devin Haney.
You fucking good. Listen, I already told you, if the
Lopez
doesn't happen, you guys are next, bro. That's all I got.
No. Next don't work for us. We want now.
Shit.
Yo, everybody in the comment chat. Everybody in the comment chat. What fight you want to see next?
I think Bill needs some money. I think that's what it is, Bill.
You said what?
You've been sitting for a long time. That's why you need some money, right? Nobody want to fight your son. Everybody's scared of your son.
Listen, how dare you say that when I'm standing in front of the Rolls Royce?
Your son is a killer. Everybody's scared of him. Nobody want to fight your son. What is that, Bill? Don't tell me you left again. Oh, my God.
Uh-oh. They got the Rolls Royce, huh? They got the Royce, man.
Come and pick me up in that fucking car. Come get me. I've never been in a car like that. Come on, Bill. Make me happy. Let's go to the
Hey, yo, Teofimo. Hey, yo, that's what happened. That's why you got to fight the Gamboa, man. That's that Gamboa money, Bill. Tell him, Bill. Tell him, Billy, Bill.
Hey, listen. I know that you guys want to make funny. You want to make fun and jokes. But I can't hear you up here at the top. I can't hear you. I'm not offended up at the top, baby.
Of course not, man.
Huh?
That's that Gamboa money. Tell him, man.
It's riding on a Rolls Royce, bro. Shit.
That's a flan. King. Hey, yo, King Bill.
Listen, I know y'all short on class and cash. So guess what? Ain't no telling what you might say out your mouth tonight.
Oh my God, I'm fucking jealous right now, bro.
Finally, you told the truth tonight, motherfucker. You are jealous. You get what I'm saying? You motherfucker. Let me give you $300. You are jealous. Hey, and I'm gonna tell you what. And I'm gonna tell you what. If I get to walking around this motherfucking mansion and we should lose this connection, then I know that's gonna make you even more jealous, motherfucker.
I already know. Everybody told me you're the man here in Vegas, bro. I already know.
Let me tell you. But let me tell you here. You know, I used to be the man, but let me tell you who the real motherfucker is. You dig? Who the real man is. Hold on. Let me walk through here. I don't want to lose no connection.
Yo, Bill, try to turn your phone. Try to turn your phone the other way. Nah, the other way. There you go. There you go. There you go.
I gotta see this.
There you go.
Who you got in there? You got Floyd?
Nice painting, man.
Woo!
Nice.
Yeah, but let me tell you something, Bill. You enhance the fucking body weight. You enhance everything, bro.
He's watching Punch Drunk Boxing live.
Is that Devin over there? Is that Devin over there?
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
You're fucking blessed, bro. You're
Listen.
blessed. You're blessed.
Hold on. Wait.
Because you and your son,
Let
you're
me ask you this.
blessed.
Hold on. Can you come see? Hold on.
This motherfucker lives in a fucking. Look at his house, bro. He got fucking windows everywhere.
Yo, you gonna flag? Yo, that music gonna flag the whole thing, man. You gotta put the music down.
Listen, you need to get flagged for all the blasphemy that you've been kicking tonight.
I need a break.
For all the blasphemy you've been kicking tonight.
Yo, what I said? What I said, Bill?
I told him they short on class.
You know what? I like Bill with his
they
real
short on
bar.
class
I like Bill
and
with
they
his
short
real
on
bar.
cash, so it ain't no telling what you might hear out there.
Bill,
You dig what I'm
Bill,
saying?
go get your robe, bro. I like you with your robe on. You look more gangster.
Hey, listen. I bet you do want to get some work out of me in the late night when I got my robe on, but you will not get that work out of me tonight. Listen, you will only get before 12 p.m. No more after 12 for you.
I think the robe goes on right now, Bill. Bill, it's 8:35. I think the robe goes on right now.
No. You
That
get
bitch
no more.
was fucking-
You get no more speeches in the robe because it's too much game for you.
That shit was
what I'm
nice,
saying?
though.
Now let me
I
tell you
really
this.
fell in love with that robe, bro.
Let me tell you
I
this,
think
though.
it even had your initials on it,
You
right?
tell the truth. Me and my son's relationship is great and grand.
I love you guys, bro.
Can you
I
go
got
over
nothing
here
but love
and
for you
dive
guys, bro.
on the couch
You know why?
like this?
You know why?
Hold
Because you're
on.
a
Can
father
you
like
go?
me. We made it, bro. Oh, look at this motherfucker. God damn. I love you, bro. I love you, man.
Can you go over there and do that tonight?
Wow. Jesus. And you're going to be more happier when we give you $4 or $5 million, right?
So if you ever mention a need for money again to me,
Never. Never. I never said that.
Listen,
I never said that.
Listen,
I
we're
said
not
that you
hunting you
follow
down
the
for money. We're
All
not
I
hunting
said
you
was
down for
that you're
money.
For legacy, for legacy.
Yeah, legacy. There you go.
Listen, let me tell you why we hunt you down. Because
you want the belt.
Listen, yes, you goddamn right. And listen, and let me tell you, not only do we want the belts, we want the
Bill,
belts
you don't
from.
even know. Bill, you don't even know how good it feels to have those belts, bro.
No.
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you.
Every day I make love to those belts.
Listen, but
You
the
know?
belts don't listen. The belts don't mean as much as defeating you in front of the people. Watching that sick look on your face when Teofimo goes down. I don't want that more than I want that more than anything in the world right now is to see that sick face of yours be all frowned up and fucking mad. I want to, that's what I want to see, senior. You pick your head up. That's what you do. You pick your head up and you come back and you take it.
Bill, you can't blame me for having those 4 belts. They're beautiful.
Listen,
and which one is the best one? The lenient belt.
Listen,
Oh
take
Bill.
them 4 belts and you go to the unemployment line because you don't got nobody but Devin Haney. And you stop it. You stop acting like you got a George Kambosos. You don't have a George Kambosos. The motherfucker that you got is on the phone right here. That's on your ass like, you know what I mean?
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. I'm down with you. Let's do it, bro. You hyping me up, bro. You fucking hyping me up. You're making it good, baby. Billy, we're going to make this shit happen. What the fuck happened, Bill? They raiding your house? What the fuck happened? What happened? You look nervous. What happened?
Hold on. You know what? I'm going to show you some shit that you ain't seen. You know what I mean? You ain't seen, so.
Make the fight right now, man. Pass over the contract. Make the
That
fight right
motherfucker
now.
got a speaker. Yo, he got speakers all over his house. God damn.
You stop it, you jealous. You stop it, you jealous, and that motherfucking listen.
I'm
Listen.
fucking jealous, bro.
Hey, listen.
Why
You show
my
if
son don't got me like that, bro?
listen,
Come on.
no. Listen. If you don't keep it quiet in that apartment complex that you in, you are going to get arrested.
I almost got
If
arrested
you
the other
don't,
night.
if you
You're
don't
right.
stop violating
You're right.
the noise order in that apartment complex you live in, you dig what I'm saying?
I hear you. I hear you.
How dare you
went
talk
through it.
loud in
You
that
know where I
apartment
live.
complex that you live
You know
in?
where I live,
You
Bill.
will
If I
listen.
go missing, they're gonna come
Hey,
after you,
there's
Bill.
a noise ordinance around there. You dig what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. If you want to pull up on me in that old Cadillac, I'm gonna pull up on you and show you what a new one look like. You dig what I'm saying?
Bro, I know how you roll, baby. I know how you
Hey, listen.
roll. Shit, when we went sparring with your son, you had like 10 fucking cars in back of us.
Hey, listen. Hold on. You take it.
You remember that day?
Listen. No, I know what you can do is you can take it. You take it.
Listen, it's a blessing to have you like a friend, bro. It's a blessing because you the shit over here in Vegas, bro. I heard a lot of good things about you.
Zena?
Yeah. What you gonna
take
show
it.
me? Your jacuzzi, your sauna?
Yo, he stole your pit bull, the new pit bull you got. Tio, that's what you showed.
What pit bull?
Then you get a pit bull.
Well, I got a pit bull.
No, not the pit bull, the bulldog, the bulldog.
Yeah, I got an English bulldog. Yeah.
The bulldog.
What the fuck is Bill doing? What are you doing, Bill?
He's giving you an MTV crib tour.
Oh my God, the house is beautiful. Could you invite me to your house, please?
Yo, these people in the comment funny as hell. They're like, Coach Anthony don't want no parts of this shit.
What happened? Where did Bill go?
You got first round seats, coach.
Listen, I don't want nothing. I'm just watching.
Listen.
We're gonna make this fight happen, bro. That's all I see. You're doing a great job, Bill. I love it. I fucking love it. Let's make this fight happen, bro. Let's give the fucking world what they want.
That's what I'm talking about. Durang, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tito Trinidad, Oscar de la Hoya, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez. Let's make it happen.
Yep.
And we're
it's gonna
not
be
talking,
fucking amazing, bro.
And
it's
we're
gonna
not
be
talking
amazing.
about next. We're talking about now. We're not
Don't
wasting
fucking
our
bring
time.
your son in a fucking. Do not bring him in with what Ryan did, because that shit was fucking stupid.
You do not
Don't
take the
bring him
pressure.
in
We
in
do
a
not take
fucking,
the
like, a
pressure off of
king.
you and divert to Ryan. It's all about, listen, it's all about you and your son who've been summoned. You guys have a date with Doom. You dig what I'm saying? Listen,
Yeah,
turn it around, Bill. Bill, turn it around.
Listen. You do not divert to the Garcia family, who have been very instrumental at pointing the finger at you. We have figured out who it is. It's the Lopez is just up now. You did.
Okay.
Thankful to the Mayweathers and Javonte Davis, who also pointed you out. You dig what I'm saying? You have been pointed out. The people, the Garcias, the Davises, the Mayweathers have all pointed you out. You have been fingered, and now you are summoned for a day to doom.
What are you talking about? Fucking Floyd.
You understand what I'm saying?
Floyd said they need a tune-up fight before they fight my son.
And listen, guess what?
I think you should do the same.
That will not get you out of this shit. You dig what I'm saying? We are talking about now, and we're not talking about next. We're talking about April. We're talking about May.
Let's do it.
We're talking about now.
Let's do it.
We're talking about that we are not talking to nobody. We're not looking for nobody but you guys.
All I know is this fight could happen because you always pop up every time I talk to somebody. So I think you really want this fight. I think we should do it. Let's see what happens with Cambosis. If the shit doesn't go through, then we go with you,
You
bro.
do not divert by bringing up Cambosis. You do not get that privilege again. You do not bring up nobody but Devin Haney.
Well, you don't think
we do not bring up nobody but Lopez.
You don't think
and
Cambosis
we tell Bob Arum and we tell Eddie Hearn. two fathers that's seeking greatness.
Eddie Hearn agreed on the 10 million, right? Didn't he agree
I don't
on
know
it?
what
Punch?
the number was.
Punch, didn't he say it?
I don't
People
know what
think
the
that
number
happened.
was.
He did say that. He did say that.
I don't know
He
what the
said that,
number
right?
was. But whatever the number is, we stand up and we come to get that bounty that's on your head.
Oh shit.
Hey,
Man,
hey,
you make it hard for me.
Teofimo,
You make it
Teofimo. I'm senior. You gotta respect it, man. You was chasing Loma. He's chasing y'all down, and they ain't gonna
I
stop.
love it.
And they ain't gonna stop.
I love it. And you know what? Bill is doing the right thing, and I appreciate him for that. We're gonna make this fight happen, bro. Listen, my son will fight anybody. You already know that, Bill.
Senior,
Come on.
you know it's nothing personal. It's all business, baby. It's
But
all
you know
business.
that, Bill. You know we ain't scared of your son. We ain't
Oh,
scared of
absolutely
nobody.
not.
It's all
Absolutely
about
not.
business.
That's why.
Like
Listen,
your son ain't scared of us. We
right.
ain't scared
That's
of
why.
him.
Listen, that's why we come looking for you. We know that you guys take it. We know that you guys are ready. So we're not expecting to get another opponent because all the belts. We have all the belts. We're not expecting to get nobody else. We're not expecting to talk to nobody else. That's
You
why
got
we're not answering our line to nobody else. Because we know what all the people in the world want to see. We know the vibrations of the planet, man. We can feel it. We can feel it, brother. We can feel it.
And that will be a fucking blockbuster fight, bro.
There you go. Now you telling the truth.
Yeah.
Now you telling the truth. So while you talking
But
to
if
him,
I
and I'm gonna be
forget,
talking to him because guess what?
Bill,
When I talk to Eddie and I talk to the world, I say that Teofimo is a great fighter. It's going to make a wonderful event. It'll be the perfect opportunity for Devin to show how great he is. You dig?
all right, so just convince your boy, and let's make this shit happen, bro. You know, if the numbers are good, let's go.
The numbers are already good for
my
us.
son
Right?
already said
Listen,
it.
the
Yo,
numbers
my
are
son
already
said
good
it
for
himself.
us. The numbers are good for us because we've been getting it. We don't have any problem with the numbers. The numbers are going to be good. They've always been good. If they was good for Gamboa, then you know they're good for Teofimo Lopez.
There you
You
go.
have been summoned. You have a date with Doom, and I don't want you to make it by don't cloud it. Don't confuse it. Don't make it seem like nobody don't have no money. Let's not make it seem like it's about the money.
It's never been about the money. But if we could get money, why not? You know what I'm saying?
We are going to get some money.
I'm tired
We're
of
going to
living
get
in a
some money.
fucking apartment.
We're going to
I
get
want
some
to live
money.
like you,
And
Bill.
if you
can't blame me, right? You can't
we're
blame
going to
me.
get some money. And if you and your son are ready in April, we shall do it.
Yeah, he said he's tired of living in the apartment already. What you said, Tio?
Listen,
I'm tired of living in my apartment, bro. You know where I live. You can't pick me up, bro. Shit.
I will listen.
Fuck.
If you talk too crazy to me, I will come and blow the horn.
I want to get with
and
your
wake
real estate
everybody up.
agent.
I
want to get
wake
with your real
everybody up.
estate agent.
I
want to get your
I
fucking
told
deal.
Punch, if you didn't get on here, and the next thing I was coming over to your house.
Yo, you should come and eat with me right now. I'm eating at this fucking restaurant. They love me here, bro. They give me free food and everything. At least I got that, you know.
He just left. He just bounced.
Well, this guy's crazy, bro. He don't stop.
Yo, how about, man? Well, I always bring y'all two together, man. What, you know?
Nah, I don't mind, bro. I don't mind at all. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we got a lot to give. You know, we got a lot to give because we got all the belts. And I understand Bill. He wants to get all those belts. He wants to go to bed with those belts like I do every day. I mean, the only belt I go to sleep with is the
go to
lenient
bed
belt.
with the belts.
Listen, the lenient belt.
I do not want to go to bed with the
Bill,
belts. What I do,
and
what
Bill,
I want to
I
do
want
is
you to go check.
I want to
Go
see.
check the status in boxing. My son is pound for pound number 5.
I want to see that. I want to see when you make that ugly face when my son. Yes, not that pretty smile that you're giving right now. I want to see the ugly
this is
face.
the same face I'm gonna have.
No. I don't want to see that
It's the same
smile.
face. Loma told me.
I don't want to see
Loma
handsome.
told me he
I don't
was
want
gonna
to see.
fucking
I don't
shit
want to
on
see
us.
handsome Teofimo Senior that's looking like he's 17 or 18 with shaved up. I want to see the ugly face.
Nah, never.
I want to see that face you make When
That's never gonna happen, Bill.
Okay,
Never gonna happen. Never. My son would never do that to me.
listen,
My son would never do that to me. You know, when he goes in there, he fights for me and he fights for everybody else.
listen.
But
Bless your son.
the first
Bless your
thing, he
son. He
fights
is a
for me
good. Bless your
because,
son. He is a good. He is
because,
a good kid. He is a good
because
kid.
since
He
he
is a
was
good
little,
kid.
he wanted to impress me. He wanted to be
Listen.
better. He wanted to be tough. You know, every
Bless.
time they robbed his
Hey,
ass,
bless. No,
you know,
bless Junior that I will give him a hug after the fight and console him while you're giving that ugly face that you
while
will
you
be
fucking
giving.
crying.
Yeah, while you're giving that ugly face.
I know you're gonna cry, Bill, but
Hey, listen.
it is business, baby. It's
Hey,
business.
yeah,
You
it's
know.
business. I look forward to it. Hey,
There
I
you
look
go. Let's
forward
do
to
it.
it.
Let's do it.
Man,
Let the best man
let me
win.
hear you say.
Let the
Let me,
best man win. Like I say, let
absolutely,
the
that's gonna be the
best
best
man
man.
win.
Let's get it on. Not
But I hate
next.
it, bro,
Let me hear
because
you.
you're gonna
Let
get
me hear you.
richer if you beat us.
Let me hear you say it one time for the camera. Not next, but now.
Let's do it now, baby. I'm
That's
down
what
with
I'm
you.
talking about.
I'm down with you.
All right. Now,
And I know my son is gonna do what I tell him to do. So we good.
all right.
You know?
You now you continue your interview and you take Devin Haney's name out your mouth until
I
I.
love you. I love you, bro.
All right,
I
brother.
love you,
Peace.
bro.
Peace.
Shit.
Peace.
You probably take care of that mustache more than I fucking spend on my fucking housing. That fucking mustache looks so beautiful. I love you. I love you, Bill. Let's make it happen, baby. You got it.
There you
Peace.
go. Peace.
Yeah, man.
Only in Punch Wrong Box and subscribe to the damn channel inmediatamente.
Yeah, man. Yo, I gotta get out of here too, man. But that was fun. I'm glad
Yo,
I ain't get my ass beat by, you know what I'm saying, senior, man. Before you
yo, yo, Bill saved you again.
I
He said, draw,
yeah.
draw. Yo, it's like, yo, he's like, Coach Anthony, one of the most prestige trainers in the world, and world renowned. Man, you lost your credibility right there. He's like, what?
Yo,
I thought you was a coach.
right.
Yo, but my brother, man, thank you for rocking with me, man. I always appreciate it.
Yo,
Yo,
man, I was gonna be on here for an hour. This shit, I've been in here for 3 hours and 30 minutes, man. This should be fun, man. You got something good going on here, man.
Thanks.
You're doing
Man.
a great job, buddy. From the series, doing a good job.
Thanks. Yo, I've done 10-hour streams, bro. You can rock with me for 10 hours.
Yeah, I might come back, man. I ain't doing nothing.
You gonna be waking up in the middle of the night. Yo, this dude is still on.
That bottle gonna be almost gone.
Nah, but yo, everybody, please subscribe to Coach Anthony YouTube channel. Yo, subscribe to his sessions. Yo, just say it one more time for the people.
Yeah. You know, I appreciate everybody tuning in who show love. And CoachAnthonyBoxing.com, man. If you want to learn the game, you want to learn boxing. Besides the courses that I sell, I have a whole YouTube channel where I teach everything from the stance to the jab to the cross to more technical stuff. You know, there's a lot of educational videos on there on the techniques and the sweet science. So if you guys, you know what I'm saying, want to learn, you already know. Check it out, man. Coach Anthony Boxing.
Yo, good looking out, man. God bless you, my brother.
You too, bro.
Peace. You're about to be. You're going to take that nap. Take that nap. I'll probably still be here. Later. You wow night. It's been a wild Friday night. And it's only 11:52 Eastern time. 11:52 Eastern time. Y'all said it, man. Look, man. The fans are speaking up. Haney want it. Fimo wants it. The pops. That's what I'm talking about, man. Fatherhood. Yo, it's everything. Shout out to all the fathers out there, man, doing their thing, man. Everybody, man, support yo, regardless who you may be a fan. You may be a fan of Haney. You may be a fan of Teofimo Lopez. This is something great, man. They build their sons. Great kids, man. Great young adults, man. Stay out of trouble. They gym rats. You know, this is a whole celebration right here, man. Regardless of who you choosing, who you going for, what type of styles you like. This is a great fight. Great fight. And yo, this could be like Roberto Duran and Leonard. This could be like Tito Trinidad, Oscar de la Hoya. This will be Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez. Came from the same era. It's a great storyline. Sparred, the fathers, They cool. Let's build this fight up with technique. Let's build this fight up with positivity. The fans gonna win regardless. So we don't even need to talk down on none of these guys, none of these fighters. This fight is gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic. Let's promote it that way. Let's talk about it that way. Two young fighters getting money. Two great fathers, great families. The Haneys, the Lopez. Hey, yo, the first family of boxing. Put it that way. That's what we're going to say, man. The first family of boxing. All the straps. All the straps. You know? So, yo, everybody, thanks for rocking with me. Yo, everybody, let's move on to Black and Brown Boxing. He's going to go live right now. Black and Brown, you still there, Black and Brown? I don't know what Black and Brown, but thanks for the people, man. Send the super chat, Darwin. Let me say shout out to the people out there, man. Shout out to all the boxing content creators, yo. Shout out to all the boxing content creators. It does not matter if you rock with your boy, if we disagree or agree with whatever content. God bless each and every one of y'all kids. Y'all already know. Shout out New York City, hometown Harlem, Wash Heights, all the boroughs, BX in the building, my Walton crew. Shout out, bro. BK in the building, Brooklyn, Queen, Staten Island, Tri-State area, Jersey, Connecticut. Y'all already know, man. Harlem, Wash Heights to the fullest right here. New York City, stand up. Let's go. And everybody, man, across the country, across the globe, county, city, borough, state. Y'all already know, man. Love y'all. Subscribe. Thank you. God bless. Have a great Saturday night. And on to the next. Yo, again, y'all know the slogan. God first, everything second. Fight plus survive equals 2 champions. We all live in a 12-round bout out here. Y'all already know, man. Just let's end this thing good. Live your life with great impossibility. Live your life good. Be positive. Stay positive. Respect. Love one another. We're one race, the human race. Yeah, we talk about all these race recently and here and there. But at the end of the day, we one race. Sons and daughters of the Most High, brothers and sisters. That's what we are. Love y'all. God bless. And on to the next.